Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for week 3 of the Midwest Championship Series. Are you ready? I am Joseph the Voice in the booth with none other than Ari. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I am really excited to see this matchup today. We have, for the first series, we have Bemidji and the Chicago Jungle, and I know a lot about both of these teams. Not the best start to the season. We're in the last place versus last place kind of deal right now. Bemidji actually did. Mamba retired, and they put in Callister now as their first player. And Callister is very known as a premier level player, and not just a lower level bottom. He's definitely one of the better premier players. And the fact that he's in Challenger right now, especially with Schlonkers, who is also a very solid player. Got second place last season in Rising Star. I really wonder who took him down in the grand finals. But I mean, yeah, Schlonkers, and I think just having a more solid player like Callister, I think he's just, I mean, obviously he's premier for a reason, he's more consistent. And then Kazi, who's just a good kind of player to round it off. I think they have a really good shot, especially with that roster shakeup. They weren't doing too hot, so to kind of get a preemptive roster change before the trade window and kind of have more time to restructure. Versus Jungle with Stratus, Parker, and Power, who haven't really... They are, even though the trade window hasn't opened, they have talked about wanting at least some sort of change in the roster in some aspect. I don't really know particularly who or when or what they're looking for, but I do know that a roster change is definitely going to be imminent with them. So I think you have a team that's kind of already, like, not going to be a team anymore. Maybe that affects their mental. And then you have Bemidji, who have Callister now, which is a big addition to their team, a big change, especially when they needed one. I think that's going to be, the main point of contention in this series. Just definitely look out for how these teams really work together and how that roster change on Bemidji kind of changes things.
Absolutely, and the big thing is one of these teams are going to come away with the victory today. They're not going to be holding that Easter egg much longer. But who will it be? Will it be the Bemidji Lumberjacks, or will it be the Chicago Jungle? It looks like we have all of our players pretty much about ready to go. I know I'm about ready to go. How are you feeling, Ari? What do you think of this matchup between Lumberjacks and the Jungle? What do you think the outcome might be?
3-1 Lumberjacks, and it's not because I have bias towards my previous team. I say that sarcastically, but I genuinely don't have any bias. I just genuinely think that putting Callister just gives them that much more of an edge over Jungle right now. I think that they just take it 3-1.
All right, well, nothing against you. I'm going to go, because I want to see as much Rocket League as possible. I'm going to go 3-2 in favor of the Chicago Jungle. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin. It's like a stone's throw away from where I live. So, I mean, we're going to do a shout-out for the Jungle. And how about they bring the Rumble to the Jungle? Let's see what happens here in match 1 as we have Lumberjacks, Shalonkers, Callister, and Kazi K going up against the Jungles, Parker, Power, and Stratus. This is a matchup you're definitely going to want to see because somebody has to come out on top. But who will it be? Here is our kickoff.
Goes right down middle, but shot right off. Pressure immediately. Shalonkers rotates back on him to get it. As the midfield, only as far as Power, can't find the double, no one there to get the rebound. Kazi taking it slow. Parker, very quick challenge, so much pressure mounting already just off the kickoff. Another shot comes through, it's off the bar though. Callister scrambles on the goal and he makes a save. Kazi gets the 50, but it doesn't quite go the way that they wanted it to. Callister, good control, that leaves it up for Stratus. Shot, that's high, just trying to waste the boost of this Bemidji defense right now. Slonker's taking 2 50s in the midfield, has no boost. Still maintains it, getting bumped off the play, and this Jungle squad is coming out absolutely swinging right now in the first couple minutes. Sorry, minute of the game.
Absolutely. Oh. Even though they had the momentum in their favor and they were doing a great job attacking the defensive front of the Lumberjacks come out defensively themselves, bring it down the field, and score on the Jungles. They are now up 1-0, 4:13 on the clock. Got somebody rocking the head of the table. Let's see you do something then, Power. If you're head of the table, put it out there on the field.
Already 4 shots coming out for Jungle. Lumberjacks only having 1, but they have 1 goal, and Jungle have 0 at the end of this. What matters, that equalizers were denied by Kazi. Falls at the backboard to get that save. pressuring Parker. He can't quite get the touch that he wants. Now it goes back over to Kazi. Stratus there for the beat. Tries to play it off the sidewall. Can't get the redirect. Schlonkers pop out. A little bit dangerous in the midfield. Does get the follow. Stays in front. Just a good ball for Kazi to play, but Stratus turns on that quickly. Kazi, control off the backboard. Clear now out in the open space. No one really there for Bemidji to follow that up. Leaves Parker with an open aerial. Flip reset. Doesn't quite get the catch that he needs. Two players. One player going up for Lumberjacks. Two wanted to go. Kazi forcing Stratus to bang. He will happily do that. Schlonkers will happily play that out in the midfield. Parker catch. Halston now he takes it up, and kind of the same story. Just so much pressure coming up from the jungle, but nothing quality really finding the back of the net.
Well, sometimes quantity does not play out with quality. Even though you might put a lot of shots on goal, that doesn't mean that one is going to hit. Lumberjacks just got that one shot on goal right now, and it was enough to get past the defender. So right now, it really comes down to practicality and what they're doing out on the field. Are you just throwing shots just to throw them, or are you actually hitting it to put it in place? And once again, another shot by the Lumberjacks. They are now 2 for 2. 2-0 on the board, 2:47 left to go in the game.
Alistair there for the shot, and he was there for the assist last time as well. He's definitely being the player that Lumberjacks, I think, expected him to be. That kind of more composure, I think, he brings to this entire team, really, especially reflects on the defensive line. As you go up and up into higher ranks and higher level lobbies, things that you see the most are all the flashy mechanics. They're quicker to everything, but the defensive rotations and composure has to increase as well, and if that's not there, the game gets a lot more awkward to play. I think Alistair providing both ends of the field on things that you don't normally see, such as, like I said, the defense. I think that really is being obviously the big difference maker. I mean, you're going to have solid defense if you're having to pelt away shot after shot and just take all the pressure and be able to turn it into, right now, 2 for 2, 100% accuracy going the other way. And the counterattacks, that bump makes Kazi awkward, though, and they finally find one to go through. 7 shots in, and they finally find one.
They just keep on throwing rocks at him, and eventually one breaks through the window. I don't think they're going to be too happy about that. I'm pretty sure Lumberjacks in a comeback swinging pretty heavy. There's still 2 minutes left on the clock. And as you were saying, though, Callister definitely is a pretty well-rounded player, but right now is not even the best player on their team in this current game. Schlonkers have been doing quite a bit to step it up here for the Lumberjacks. 2 saves, they got 1 assist, 1 goal. They've done a little bit of everything to keep their team up in this one.
Also trying to take this one down the field. Gets the 100 pad. Power is there, but that 50 is not optimal. Schlonkers shot a bit light. Stratus easily reads that. Parker quickly on the follow. Schlonkers just denies that away. Puts pressure on Stratus. Gets the 50 out to the side. Power up, trying to get this clearance. Touchdown. A little bit slow, but he gets the dunk. Goes to the backboard. Schlonkers will not be there. He goes missing. Shot high off the crossbar. Callister misses. Parker was expecting a touch. Gives him space. Kazi now over 1. Has to take this 50 that goes out. No one gonna get it. 2 players go in the midfield. Shot there. Parker has to tip it away, and does. Callister now off the corner. Pass was a bit too far out. Kazi not wanting to go. The intercept, trying to put pressure on this ball, trying to get it off their half, and they do. Big clear goes long. Power clearing this out safely to his corner. Can't go get the follow. Stratus will, though. That bounces, unfortunately, for him. Grades up a pass middle for Callister, and that shot goes wide. And finally, Bemidji look to be finding some of their own offensive pressure this game.
Jungle just trying to get a subtle clear here. Callister pushing it back up there, going for another shot. Just knocks it right back down. His teammate there knocks it awkward, and it's right back to midfield. Once again, Kazi K with the demo on Stratus. Pass off the sidewall. Schlonkers off the back wall now. Now Callister giving it one more, but it's not enough. Auer now grabbing it, trying to drive it downfield. Gets met by Schlonkers, who drives it towards the goal. Stratus clears it away. The ball is now driving towards the defensive. Parker staying on it.
Now Stratus here for the backboard double tap. He can't quite get the angle. Loses for his teammate. Power not quite ready for it. Callister will intercept that. Leaves Jungle on the back foot. They need a goal. They need a quick 8 seconds. What can they do? They'll pass on front. Kazi there deflected. Power awkward. He can't shoot it. Tries to pass back to Stratus, but it stays on the floor. And by the skin of their teeth, Lumberjacks will walk away with game 1.
Yes, they do indeed. It was the Jungle that came out swinging heavy-handed to start out the game. They had a total of 8 shots on goal. They started out with like 3 or 4 just to start out the game in the first minute or so. But the Lumberjacks came back. They kept on swinging. They went 2 for 2 to bring themselves up, and then just held that line going forward. We're going to have to see if the Jungle can turn it around and find something that'll break through the Lumberjacks right now. Maybe a little bit of bowling ball there. I don't know. Maybe, Ari. I don't know. What are you feeling?
I mean, the one goal they did have, it did come from a bump on the defensive line. I think if they started, they have a lot of pressure, but they're kind of really only playing the ball. They're not quite finding bumps and boost steals off the extension of that pressure. They kind of need to I think, just be confident in taking a longer rotation back and just trying to extend for those bumps and boost steals. Because like I said, the one time they did score was off of that pressure, off of that bump pressure that they did have. So I think if they do that more, I think they'll have a better chance. But I don't know how long you want to make your stay in the Lumberjacks half, because their counterattacks are very quick, and they have shown that all they need is one shot and they can just put it away.
Absolutely, like a viper waiting to strike. They're just hanging out, and they are quick. So you got to be careful. We'll see, can they change up the game plan here and knock around the Lumberjacks a little bit and keep them a little unsteady here in game 2 of this best of 5. It all comes down to who can win this kickoff. I'm just joking. That's not a true story. But
if it did, Lumberjacks would be on the receiving end of the win. Yeah.
Just got to keep people on their toes, you know?
Yeah. Callister deflected Stratus. Similar story. Said this last time I watched Jungle play. Stratus having a lot of opportunities on the ball, but a lot of them kind of just not quite finding the touches that he needed. That's a good pass off the backboard. He's there for the save. He's there for another save, Callister. Stratus keeping it off the goal line. He can't keep it off the goal line if he's dead, though. Parker, he rushes in. Absolute flurry of shots and amazing defensive stand by Stratus there to keep it out. But can he keep out this one? He can't. Schlonkers puts it bar down over 2 players, and they start this game out hot. 1-0.
Out-dribbled, out-showed. Schlonkers puts it in the back of net. That was a beautiful play there.
Just controlled the ball. He flicks it and keeps it close enough to his car. Power had to respect that second touch. Wasn't in a spot to follow, and they're just going to get a kick out. Oh, no! Kazi goes missing off that open net. Might have just been too low boost, not comfortable enough to get it. But that goal might come back to haunt them here. A 1-0 lead with 4 minutes left isn't the most comfortable position to be in. Kazi pops us away, trying to find some clearance for his team. Now, out in the midfield, Callister over to Kazi. Kazi doesn't get a beat. Power with a huge dunk. Schlonkers is there to rebound it, though. Stratus, he pops it up, doesn't quite get the touch he needs. Gives over to Callister. Free ball off the backboard. Parker goes missing. Beats Kazi to it, though. Schlonkers, he gets beat as well. It's over in the midfield, but no one's there to see the pass. Callister popping this away to the sidewall. Now, pops it away back over to midfield. That touch isn't quite what they need. Kazi almost couldn't get there. Puts it off the post. Has to hit that one out. Callister only goes as far as Stratus. He keeps the pressure going. Power kind of getting in the way on the rotation back, unfortunately. Leaves open room for a counterattack, but so much speed coming up from both these teams. You wouldn't really think that they're the 2 lowest seeded right now.
Definitely, you're seeing a definite pickup of pace here in this game right now, as you're seeing the Jungle break it out from the corner. Kazi K is right there. Parker just getting a light tap on it, trying to push it away. Staying on it, gets it driven down towards the 50 on the sidewall. And it's right back towards the 50 again. Kazi K meets Power, and it's knocked right down.
Stratus, it's a huge 50 win out in the midfield. Bonker's taking this all the way to the end. No boost, just had to control it. Backboard's open. Stratus, what does he have? He has a flip reset, but doesn't have enough power. Stratus, or Callister gets there in time to deflect it. Callister now with his ball. He baits out Parker. Stratus has to be back in time to save, and he does. Kazi doesn't quite get the off-ball reach. Schlonkers by himself does keep up the pressure. Now it's over to Stratus. He controls it, gets it around 1. Can't quite 50 past Callister. Callister gets around Power. Parker take that free ball. Pass over to Power. Power over to Stratus. Stratus now off the side. Well, what does he have? He has a reset. Goes under Schlonkers. Goes over Callister. But it's not quite on target. The Power shot weak. Not on target. Parker almost gets the redirect. So much happening right now. The 50 on the goal line gets stopped. And they don't quite find one through. Still just under 2 minutes right now left in this game. And it is anyone's lead to take right now.
Right now, we're definitely seeing the Jungle starting to pick up pace a little bit more, but now the Lumberjacks on that counter strike, almost able to get it in. Now we're seeing the jungle driving it back down the field. Stratus tries to get something going there, gets met, and gets once again just pushed back into their defensive. They are just getting put into a corner right now, down by 1. 120 on the clock. The jungle need to get something going here. It's been Stratus doing a lot of bit of everything, and he needs a little bit of help from Power and Parker to get the ball moving a little bit more in favor for the jungle.
Yeah, you see a lot more passing plays coming out from the Bemidji Lumberjacks. They're using every one of their players so well. Stratus, he does a lot on the ball by himself, but I said this last time when they were playing, he looked very threatening on the ball. A lot of his air dribbles and flipper sets looked scary, but when it came to the actual shot on the net, it was soft. It was kind of at the defender. It wasn't really around everyone. He's just going to need to find the finish on those plays. Maybe using a teammate might be the answers. Kazi definitely shows that team play on these counterattacks is amazing. Off that awesome double from Callister, gets around the defender. Kazi read that perfectly, and Power just left in an awkward spot in the net. Can't quite find the angle to get that right touch on the ball, and now comfortable 2-0 lead with just under a minute left.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not seeing the jungle doing enough right now to just differentiate the field. It feels like they're just kind of running the same game plan without many variables, and it's not creating much of a different outcome for them. I don't know if people know the definition of insanity, but it's doing the same thing over and over and not getting a different result. So maybe switch it up just a little bit, because otherwise you might just get swept here in this series.
3-0 in the game, might be 3-0 in the series after that one. Callister, beautiful cut in, puts that top right under Parker. And you just see a lot more team rotation, a lot more trust, I think, in Bemidji's roster right now. Everyone getting involved, even Kazi, who hasn't really been on the top of the scoreboard. They have a goal this game and an assist. You can't really ask for any more from your third man. And everyone just, even in the game where Kazi didn't have a goal, they were definitely there on the defensive line. They were enabling their team to play more risky, and they were there for the defensive clears that they needed. Kazi now gets in the way of Parker. Callister, I like him to keep this up, pops it, tries to get a shot. Find a 0-second goal, won't quite have the legs to get there in time, and Lumberjacks take a 2-0 lead right now with a 3-0 win in Game 2.
Yeah, we saw there at the end as the jungle kind of started to maybe try to get something going there. They started to pick it up. They were pushing a little bit harder. Lumberjacks came back swinging even harder themselves, put themselves up by 2 more goals there near the end, and were able to just dominate the jungle. Unfortunately, there has to be something that's got to give here, because a lot of it is falling on the back of Stratus right now. Power or Parker need to get a little bit more involved. There's got to be a little bit more team play or a little bit more communication or whatever needs to be had right now. Something's got to give, because otherwise the Lumberjacks are going to keep on swinging that giant axe, and they're just going to break through that lumber.
Yeah, I think it's I kind of get the read on the situation. A lot of offense kind of starts from Stratus carrying the ball or controlling it, and Jungle are able to find pressure off that initial push upfield, but once it comes time back to kind of retreat more to the midfield line, if they're beat on a ball, if they're expecting a clear, once they have to start playing more defensively, they seem kind of awkward and they're caught off guard a lot by the sudden transition, and they're not able to keep as much offensive pressure. And not even that, but I feel like a lot of their offense, if they just shot it better or maybe elected to pass it instead of shoot it or just try to play a 50 and hang onto the ball, I think they could have found a lot more of the net, especially not having, a goal. Both Stratus, I think, the only person clocking in a shot for his team as well. And I didn't really talk about Lumberjack shots. There, as a team, they had, I don't know how many more times the amount of shots that Jungle had as a team that game. I think individually,
it was about 3 times the amount of shots.
It was crazy, especially considering how much actual pressure a lot of Jungle, there's a lot of challenges like this where they're keeping pressure, they're kind of popping at mid, but no one's there for the follow, no one's there for the shot, and it's cleared out. Parker just playing boomer ball right now, but
have you ever just seen a team come into a game and you just see the eye of the tiger? I feel bad for the Jungle right now because the Lumberjacks are looking spicy. That's
an amazing just follow-up from Callister. That 50 goes really high right over Stratus. Can't get to it. No one returning back in time, and Callister sees blood in the water. He wants to seal away this series, make it a quick 3-0 sweep, and putting Jungle in a really bad spot for their season right now. They really are low. I don't know how their off-stream match went, but I can only assume it didn't really go that well. No really offense to them, but especially with the way they're looking right now against what is, in seeding at least, the second worst team, it's not looking too hot. Aside from that game one, I think they just need to find what they found in that game one, find the way of just pressure, you know, like you said, you just chuck small pebbles at the net until the glass finally breaks. Versus Lumberjacks are taking one really big rock and just trying to check it through, but, you know, it did work in that game one. They had goals. It was a close game. It was a 1-goal game. And since then, it's looked really flat.
Yeah, it's just a little scary right now because the Lumberjacks are they're holding steady. Everything they're doing, they're taking control of the field. They're pushing the ball where they need it. They're hitting it to the dead zones on the field. Oh, and Parker gets one out the air as I'm starting to talk up.
Ozzy?
Lumberjacks, the jungle comes stepping on through. Welcome to the jungle. Parker is here to stay.
Parker with a huge dunk. Lumberjacks over-rotated. Kazi just barely doesn't get there in time. Didn't get any pads on the rotation back and just no boost. They can't get around the ball. And all of a sudden now it's a tie game and Jungle are looking to try to put a foot in the door of Lumberjacks. Not quite all the way fully closed yet. There is a little bit of wiggle room, but that's getting smaller and smaller, but the goal line save keeps it alive. Stratus, save out. Clear now coming from Power, leaving some pressure. Stratus redirect out on target. Callister will collect it off the backboard. Stratus gets a beat. Parker for the follow. All three players of the Midgie are there, but it doesn't matter. He places around every single one of them, and now they have a lead here in game 3.
I don't know if you guys out in the crowd know who Parker is, but he's a rookie, and he's here making some noise.
2 goals. You caught talking about Stratus kind of carrying the offense. Parker right now, he's doing a lot as well. He's put away 2. That one off the pass from Stratus. Power not having the best game right now, but it doesn't really matter as his team's up by a goal, but it won't be like that for long. Callister with a superhero play of his own. He dodges and weaves around the entirety of the Jungle's defense. There goes 1, there goes 2, and Power left defenseless on the goal, and he fakes the reset. Tying the game up.
That might be statistically the quickest caster curse I've ever heard in my life. My goodness.
Yeah. That as I was saying it, it was unfolding out in front of our eyes.
You called the player, everything about that situation. My goodness. Shalonker's getting up there and in the air.
He's talking about Power, and he ends up getting dunked on the goal line. That's just, you know, that's Rocket League, and that's the way it is. Parker can't find a third. Each team scrambling. Power doesn't find the shot. He fakes it. Stratus coming in on the rotation. Finds the open. All 3 players on Lumberjacks faked out again. That's just not a sight you want to see if you're rooting for Lumberjacks right now. All 3 players biting on that shot. No one standing their ground. It just leaves a wide open net. Stratus making this one more uncomfortable for Lumberjacks as they thought that they had this game tied up.
Absolutely. And it's still plenty of time left on the... My goodness, that looked like an accident. There's no way. There's no way. The only way that happens is because Callister saw Schlockers, but that was so awkward.
Oh my
goodness, it's a tie game once again. 2:06 out of the clock. Yeah, Callister, you might have been the calculated one, but it was definitely not Schlockers. Regardless, it was beautiful.
I think Callister just kind of shanked the open and there's no way because he jumped before Schlonkers even got bumped into that spot. I think he just missed. And Schlonkers just got really unfortunate with Parker just kind of rotating back into him. He did, I think, see it though. He flipped into the ball, at least securing that pass out. Now that doesn't go anywhere. Callister gets it over 1. Can he do another superhero play? No, he doesn't have the boost. Stratus pop up. That's dangerous. Slonker shot high, baiting out 2 jungle defenders. They're low now. Kazi trying to run interference. Power just trying to see what he can get with this ball. Beautiful 50, but Stratus playing a little bit too close to that one. Callister 50's out poorly. Schlonker's having to take the defensive line, but Parker with a huge dunk. Can he find a pass? Middle goes overshot. Blocked away by Callister. No one there even for Jungle to be there. Liking to play a little bit more defensive. Just trying to wait for Lumberjacks to miss and capitalize off of it. Almost there. Kazi over to middle. Schlonkers is there. Gets the beat, but it's off target. Both teams now finding, I think, more team play everyone getting involved on both ends of the field.
Callister up top, just trying to get the pass back to his teammate, but there's a lot happening. Parker getting some demos, a little bit of bumping happening there, and the jungle are starting to step it up. We're asking for a little bit more team play, and Parker has done just that and created a little bit more hope here for the jungle to not get eliminated in 3. 30 seconds on the clock. Can they do it before overtime?
Our might have something to say about that. Clear long field. Gets it past one. That's a beautiful bounce over to the middle. Kazi with a huge beat. Oh, Parker keeps it in. Bonkers is there on the corner. That's a huge send out. No one really on jungle ready to clear that one. Power is there though. Clears it high over Kazi. Callister there to clear the ball out. Safety just trying to sell time. They don't want to have this go away from them. They want to try to sign this to OT, but jungle, they want to get a goal of their own. 2 players going up for Lumberjacks. Schlonkers is up. Shot not on target. Clear out to safety. Stratus keeping this one up. He sees a counter attack, tries to get around Callister. Callister will drop this down. Some late game heroics not quite finding their way, as it will end up going to overtime.
Indeed, overtime, game 3. Can the jungle stay alive, or will the Lumberjacks axe the hopes of Chicago jungle? What will happen?
Goes up the mid. Parker awkward. Stratus there for the pass, but no one's going to be there. Power has to be defensive. There's no one else behind him to rotate in if he got beat there. There's an inch out to the side. Doesn't go well. Stratus, awkward shot comes through. Kazi will put the series away. Jungle will not find the reverse sweep. They will find themselves getting swept here off of just a really unfortunate 50 pinch out that bounced perfectly. Lumberjacks pounce on that opportunity. And yeah, they take the sweep here.
Yes, they do. Everybody on the Lumberjacks stepped it up today. I just want to say this. 3rd time's a charm. This was my 3rd week casting the Lumberjacks, and they stepped it up tremendously today. I'll just say that. They had a little bit of everything moving in the right direction, and as long as they continue to move that way, as long as they continue to move the ball around, get some bumps and demos in, coordinate the team plays, whatever's needed, they're going to continue to bring it back in this league. Like I said, somebody had to win, and most likely that also is probably going to break, not just a losing streak, but that confidence that you didn't really have. It's going to break that boat of non-confidence that you had. You're going to start building back up. You're going to start getting that hope again, and you're going to feel a lot more confident going into week 4. So the best of luck to you, Bemidji Lumberjacks, moving forward. And as for the jungle, it was just a little bit rough kind of watching some of the things happening. It was a day late and a dollar short with the team orientation coming into play. Parker really, really stepping it up there in game 3, but it just was not enough to take down the Lumberjacks.
It just seemed that it was only one player turning on at one time. It was either Stratus doing most of the offense or Parker doing most of the offense. And not saying that neither of those players didn't do anything, but I mean, Stratus did have a goal in that game 3, but it was mostly Parker. And I think if they just have at least two players playing really well at the same time, I think maybe they can find some sort of success. But I don't know how much longer this roster is going to stay together. Definitely looking to make a roster change. You only have one trade window, and especially with the way the season is, we're only 3 weeks in, but since it's double headers, you're getting to the halfway point already. So yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what happens to the team in the offseason. And on the other end, don't really know what more you want to change on Challenger. Bemidji, maybe you could find a quicker third than Kazi to kind of really use the speed that Callister and Schlonkers have. But I mean, having a good anchor in your team to allow those players to move faster on the field definitely isn't a bad strategy either. So I don't really know what roster changes, if any, Bemidji will make. Callister just such a strong addition to this team, such a gem that they could find in substitution for Mamba having the salary to be able to make that. But yeah, props to Bemidji. They are not last; they move up a little bit. But yeah,
I'll just say that I don't think Bemidji necessarily needs to make some drastic change to their roster. I just think, like I said,
at most it's maybe Kazi getting traded.
Even then, I saw Kazi
see
stepping up, pretty well today throughout week 3. And I think sometimes it just comes down to chemistry, understanding what each player's true objective is on the team, because everybody's kind of going to have a little bit different thing that they're better at than the next. So maybe Causey might just fall into a little bit different role and starting to find their position on the team. So I think, I know, like I said, you only really get one chance to change it up, but I don't know if they need to. I'm not saying it's going to turn around their whole season if they made a change, if they didn't make a change, but I don't think doing a change is going to make a drastic difference from what Causey K is currently giving you. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break while we get ready to set up for these next games, and we hope everybody has a wonderful day.
save me? Please come and chase me. 'Cause I ran from everything I know. Even though I gave all of my love to you, try so hard to keep this flame that grew between us, but my own past won't let me move. Under the pressure of the light, forcing myself to change so I don't hide from myself. Even when broken, I will fight, searching for that place where we collide together. Oh, can you save me? Please come and chase me. 'Cause I ran from everything I know. Even though I gave all of my love to you, try so hard to keep this flame that grew between us, but my own past won't let me move. Under the pressure of the light, forcing myself to change so I don't hide from myself. Even when broken, I will fight, searching for that place where we collide together. You have habits just like me. Talk too much with strangers. Get way too serious around family.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more MCS action. Just because I got these two on here, I wanted to throw on a try cast, a little 3-person casting action filled with fun. I just realized I'm the closest out of everyone that's on the screen right now. I should just say
you're pretty much eating your cameras too.
We're kind of in the same spot now, but
He just got done eating pizza. He's still hungry. He wants to eat his webcam.
Pizza's good.
Looks like
Pizza's a national pastime. It's been around for the longest time. It wasn't brought here at all. It wasn't immigrated here at all. Nobody said.
Classified as a vegetable by the government, by the way.
Indeed. But yeah, Ori on my right of your screen, on my left is beautiful Joseph, the voice himself. I'm the one talking in the middle. If you can't tell, then you need to get your eyes checked.
Watching the stream in Braille.
Can I just say one thing real quick before we move past the pizza?
Go ahead before we game plan.
I just want to state that pizza's the most creative way in the world to get kids to eat their fruit. Think about it.
No, not put
tomatoes are not
pizza.
a fruit. Tomatoes are a vegetable.
But it is.
Tomatoes are a vegetable.
Tomatoes are a vegetable. I hate it. I also don't think.
By true classification, it's actually.
Do tomatoes fall from trees? No, they're not a fruit. They grow from the ground.
They have seeds. They have seeds.
They have
seeds.
Seeds.
Thank
so
you,
what?
Ari. Thank you.
So what? They're.
That's what makes it a.
No. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. we gotta do more Rocket League. Up next, obviously the Alice versus the Maulers. The Alice, we all saw the roster submission, so we know they're playing with a sub. The Maulers, as far as I know, should be playing with their full roster. It looks to be that way, and
I can confirm I am in their Discord. I have access.
Shout out to Ori then.
It's their full roster. They scrimmed, I think, like an hour before this game, so they're warmed up. They're good to go.
They're locked in.
I gave him a pep talk before the game, so you know they got everything going for him. You know, Atlas roster with a sub. It's looking pretty good for him, and you know, I know we're trying to get in the match here, but this casting booth, if you guys remember from last season's Challenger playoff grand final, this was the casting booth. It was so fun. That's why we're bringing it back. But I mean, yeah, I'm bringing all the bias into the room for Maulers. You guys don't have to do any of it. I'm already throwing out prediction. I just got Maulers in 3. They're sweeping them.
That is large bias.
I just want to vote for Blueberry because he's a Wisconsin fan. So like
Wisconsin. He's just JTV. If you get him on a cast, he's all about the Wisconsinites. He's a firm cheesehead himself. JT, you want to explain yourself?
I mean, if you just want to switch over to the caster cam, I can just show my.
Yeah. Please, somebody clip this. Somebody who's ever in chat, clip this. I can't right now. Clip it.
Oh my god.
Clip it
That's
before
hilarious.
I have an aneurysm. Please, somebody clip this.
No, hold on. I'll get it one better. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're fast. You're good. Me and Ori are sitting here talking game plan. Ori already
What is he doing? What is this? What is he gonna just bring out like a bigger cheesehead, or is he like? Does he have like a whole like? Did he like steal like the Wisconsin Badgers mascot thing from like the college or something? And he just has it in his room.
I feel like if you look at the stuff behind him in his room, I have a feeling he's probably got everything. Yeah. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I have a cheesehead.
God help us all. God help us all. I don't know. What is Ori already said his prediction. What's your prediction here, JTV? What are you thinking for this series?
We're gonna go in favor of Mankato Atlas, 3-2, because I want to see as much Rocket League as possible. I say it all the time.
I'm just looking at the cameras right now, and Ori is doing some sort of elbow, wrist. He's literally cracking everything right now. He will do anything and everything to win the series at hand right now. He is not losing this.
I'm putting in as much effort as I can.
I am going to put my money on the Bloomington Maulers. I feel like the Bloomington Maulers are going to win based off of what I see from them in the camps, but should be a good one regardless. Gonna check something super quickly, but Yeah, I guess my prediction would be the Maulers in 4. I'll give the Bomber and the Atlas guys at least one game.
Haters.
Yeah.
Haters.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I just think they sweep them. I just think they sweep them.
We got Stewie the hater, and Ari is just playing the fam card because he plays for their team. You know,
Yeah, you can't really blame
playing
me
the
for that.
favorite over there.
That's just the way. That's just the way it goes.
It's this. I'm pointing the wrong way and everything. Like,
Yeah, because the camera's inverse. Yeah.
JTV is gaslighting Ori and I so bad right now. It is actually crazy. I mean,
Let's just don't. I don't even
respond to him. Just wait until he says something. And
how do you want me to shoutcast? How do you want me to shoutcast their bias? I can shoutcast 15 seconds their bias.
Go into 50s mode. Yeah, there you go.
Stewie and Ari are absolutely biased in this one.
Oh my god.
Stewie is just hating on the Atlas, you know, and Ari is just playing the fam card.
Somebody has got to clip this. This is content if we've ever seen it.
Having a wonderful day. Let's get in on the action.
All right. Well,
I mean,
go ahead, Ori. My apology.
I think it's a little double standard to be talking about bias when JT is literally biased towards Atlas because they're from Wisconsin. But you know, I'm not gonna go too in depth about the logic behind these decisions. Let's just.
Last time I checked, Ori, Mankato is in Minnesota. Why is it? I mean,
The player is in.
Whatever. Barry's from Wisconsin. Yeah, well, water doesn't matter.
Well,
he scores here. He gets the
Barry,
first. Speaking of Barry,
yeah.
Bomber World. You know why I got love for them? Because they're the only team without a Minnesota player. How about that?
Yeah, well, Caesar's from the other side of the continent, so why don't you? We need to focus on this series so bad. Oh,
hey,
God.
I'm hyping up the Atlas. You know, too much.
Oh,
I agree.
Jason almost off that air dribble. Now he rebounds, no boost though. Ryuji's left back all by himself. 3v1, chips it around 2, gets it around the 3rd. Not on target. Bomber World has to make this touch and does. Clash was there for the shot. Now Ryuji back over to the middle. Gets it around 2. Shot coming through, but so does the save. Now Clash tries to maintain this. And they can't allow another one through. And Bloomington showing some signs of life after that initial pressure off the kickoff.
And neither of these teams really leads in any statistical category. In Challenger, Mankato sitting at 12th, 1-2 on the season. They are without DeCarlo in this series. Right now sitting, it looks to be in 9th is the Bloomington Maulers, who are also 1-2. They have their full roster. So both these teams, JTV, sitting at about the same record, the same pace so far in this season.
Absolutely. And speaking of both these teams, for anybody who is just tuning in, we have the Mankato Atlas, Bomber Wild, Blueberry, and Caesar going up against the Bloomington Maulers, which is going to be Clash, Ryuji, and Jason Wolf. So if you're just tuning in, who do you got in this series? Atlas already up 1-0. 3 minutes still on the clock. They're trying to get another push there by the Maulers to try to tie it up. It did not work.
That's a big double commit. That's a big open net, but Bomber just doesn't have control over the ball. That's a big bump. There's the way the shot isn't there. Caesar trying to keep the pressure. Touch just quite isn't what they need. That's a beautiful 50 coming out, though. No boost. The clear. Jason doesn't really get it too far, only as far as Bomber. Takes a 50. All of Bloomington right now are just in an awkward spot with a little boost. It's only a matter of time before a shot comes through, and one does. Caesar blocked away by Jason, getting up there quickly. Ryuji can't quite get the clear. Bomber keeping so much pressure. Clash has to make the save on the goal line and does. And Bloomington right now on their back foot heavily.
Indeed. They're being pushed all the way back in their half, having to play some defense. Now Blueberry gets some control, gets off the backboard. Jason Wolf there to receive it. And Jason Wolf, a player that is leading in many statistical categories. Glass just drives by the ball. Now it is an open net. Now it's a counterattack, and Bomber scores on the other end. I mean, you can see the reaction in the cams. You can see how it's happened. And that Bomber's laughing for it as he literally goes from giving up a goal to all the way down the other end and getting his team a 2-goal lead.
I just want to say I'm just waiting for the 12 consecutive kickoff goals That like what happened last week when my
geez.
brain broke. That was
boy.
ridiculous. That was in fact the Maulers were playing against the Steelhawks when it happened. So the Maulers could maybe do something crazy again and get some kickoff goals. We'll have to wait and see if that can happen though.
The big demo coming out there. Ryuji playing well off it. Jason pass middle double tap. Might have been on target, but Barry will send it away. Clash. No, Boost can't do anything. Barry will just send a shot at the net. Easily deflected. Clash. Clear only goes out to Caesar. Caesar kind of popping this one harmlessly out to the corner now. Jason Wolf touch out to the side. All three Bloomington players in the same corner. Clash.
Ooh, huge read.
Here. Relieving a lot of pressure for the Bloomington. He gets a dunk, actually. Ryuji trying to open this one up. Can't quite get anything going. Now Jason keeping the pressure. And Maulers, they don't look phased by that kind of blunder of the goal they had just a few moments
Caesar!
ago.
Caesar got caught out! Clash gonna capitalize and make it. He's gonna cut the lead in half in a minute. I mean, that's a palindrome. 2-1-1-0-1. Is that a palindrome?
No, it's not a palindrome.
Yeah, it's a palindrome to me, JTV. How about you? How about you go back to Cheesetown? It's a palindrome to me.
He tries to steal a palindrome thing from me. He doesn't even do it right. My goodness. Let's get back to the action at hand.
Yeah.
JTV's just on a different level. We can't touch him.
Indeed, we can't replicate him. He's like the type of person you put into a cloning machine, and the cloning machine says, cannot replicate person, too well made, I guess you could say.
I think you came up with something new. Stero said that it's actually a Stewie drone. So
Stewie drone.
I just want to say the
I will
Atlas.
never adhere to that. I am never going to be saying that again. If you guys keep saying that, I'll just click stop streaming. I'll just click this big blue button that's sitting right in front of me. Oh no, I cursed it.
Let's go. No, see what you guys did is you cursed at the beginning when you guys were hating on the Atlas.
Yeah, but we weren't hating on the Atlas. We feel that the Maulers are the more well-rounded team. They have their full roster, and I said Jason Wolf is leading in many stats. He is averaging a goal per game. So
are you calling the
Caesar,
kettle black, sir?
I am.
I'm saying.
Are you saying I'm
that.
biased?
You're saying you're very biased. I mean,
the first time ever, maybe.
Well, you don't like Minnesota players, obviously, and right now
No,
Minnesota
I just love my Wisconsin players, homie. Let's go, Caesar, trying to get another one here to try to end off the game. Tick-tock, tick-tock. The clock is going to come to a stop. Atlas taking game one. Already breaking the other casters' prediction. Well, I guess Stewie's still alive here.
Mine is literally on pace, JTV.
I'm joking. But all right, all bias aside.
Mine is perfect.
Atlas definitely did a great job stepping it up there, getting some good team plays in order, getting a team hat trick. They had a total of 7 shots on goal into a comparison of 4. So definitely getting around on the field and getting the shots near goal, on goal, by goal. They're doing what they need to just keep on shooting and trying to make some noise right there on the line. The Maulers just got to get a little bit something different going here. Just they weren't really off foot too much. They just got to kind of make sure they hold steady and they start getting a little bit more team orientation going. Definitely rocking the cheese.
I put us back on screen because I wanted you to see what the clown that is on your screen to my left.
He's wearing this the entire series. He's going to be wearing this the entire
This guy right here
series.
thinks he knows everything there is to know about whether Mankato players are better than Bloomington players. There's a rich history of Bloomington beating Mankato. Okay. And you're gonna see it the rest of this series. It's gonna be 3 straight games from Ryu and the fam. Okay, I'm calling it right now. All right, we're going into this game 2, and I'm full calling. It is going to be a win for the Bloomington Maulers.
I just think that Bloomington can win, especially since. This team was having good team plays, but it wasn't really intentional. It was kind of just off a 50 or off of a loose ball. I think, especially on the defensive line, there was a lot of lapses. There was a lot of openings.
Indeed.
One of the ones especially was when, they had an open net and they just let it roll out in front, and then it became a goal the other way. And
Wild just couldn't grab hold of it. He just kind of left it loose in the field and just couldn't get it back down.
I think he was expecting his teammates to be there, possibly. I mean, he was kind of technically the second or first man to the ball. So what I'm thinking is what happened is he was expecting a teammate of his to be behind him and just ready to take the shot. Obviously, that wasn't the case because, it turned all the way down into a complete and full-on counterattack. where Bomber walks the ball all the way down the field like he's walking his dog to maybe, you know, deposit sediment into the earth. But regardless, huge save though from Blueberry. Game number 2 starting up. Welcome into our challenger night, as JTV said. This is our Mankato Bloomington matchup, the second matchup of the evening. The Lumberjacks took the first one in a 3-0 sweep, a quick one, so we've had time to game plan, but Clash with the first and a good start for Bloomington in game 2.
This is what I was talking about with the lapses, double commits, mistakes on defense from just, honestly, the unsynchronized. I'm just going to be completely blatant. The unsynchronization that you have when you bring a sub into a higher league, it's inevitable, and I think Bloomington, as soon as they see that opening, they just need to pounce on it, and they just need to forget about the traditional, I'm behind you, you're behind me, we're all in a line together, we're in a good threes rotation. If you see an opening, if they're awkward, someone just has to go for the ball, someone just has to put it away, and right, like I said, that's what they did, and now they're up 1-0, they're in a semi-comfortable spot, they can afford an error, but that quickly, I don't even know why I was saying anything, because obviously, pastors aren't allowed to try to predict. Just curse immediately.
No, just you apparently. You're just trying to break your last quickest caster curse record. It's understandable.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah.
Literally had me. I didn't even get halfway through the sentence. By
literally, literally before Bomber just shoots the open.
All right, and the ball is up. Bomber almost getting another shot on goal. Barry is now there. Oh. Woo, that was close, and now it is back on the defensive side. Bomber just trying to get it back towards the 50, but Ryuji is there to Jason Wolf.
Slotted it.
And a goal.
I love that. From Ryu, sees the play develop, finds Jason Wolf in the midfield. He doesn't even have to hit it with any power. Ari, he just has to touch it to the far post, and
to be fair, that was 102. Was 102 kph off of bounce. It did have a little bit of
kick to it. I'll give him that, but it was perfectly placed.
Perfectly placed.
2-1 lead.
Yeah, Barry re-jumped it before he even
Still
shot it.
couldn't even get there.
Still couldn't even get to it. And Ryuji's pass just couldn't have been better either. That's a double commit though, but that 50 doesn't really matter because kicks out. Ryuji can't do anything off of it. Backboard now. Caesar there. 2 players go. The angle quite there for Barry, likes to pass at the backboard, no one there. Ryuji gets space on the ball, gets around 1, 50s the other, over to Clash. Clash fakes it, Caesar in an awkward spot, takes a nice 50, no one there to follow it up. Jason has to play this for time, no one back on defense yet. Huge clearance. Definitely needed that. Awful redirect.
Love
gets it out to the corner.
Oh, what a read.
Barry reacting that quickly. Ryuji all by himself, he does make the touch, and Bloomington just trying to, I think, find room to breathe and saw out this game.
Bomber gonna take it towards the sidewall, gets met there by Clash, who just drives it and bombs it downfield. Clash is still there. Oh, a demo on either side of the field for both teams. A little bit of separation now in place, but Clash DA gets there to slow him down. Jason now taking it from up top. Looks like he loses it. Barry is there, tries to get a little bit of pressure. The ball is still there. Can they get a score? They cannot. Clash clears it away.
Good
Jason
touch.
with a huge follow on it. Barry doesn't get their shot. Finding its way through so much time, but it fakes out a defender. That's around 2. Jason shot blocked by Barry. All players cluttered up. Offense still very much alive from Bloomington, trying to further their lead. Ryuji keeping pressure. He burns all of his boost though. Jason foot race to the ball. He wins it. Now off to the corner. Ryuji follow up over to Jason. The handoff play almost going the whole length of the field. Clash. His turn on the ball. What can he do? He gets around to the backboard. Double tap. Doesn't find it. Ryuji doesn't have the angle on the shot. And another one goes missing. Bloomington feels like they should have a 2-goal lead right now.
Huge clear from Clash all the way down the field. Barry, though, great pre-jump. That's on target. Caesar's last back. Hits it to his corner. Huge miss, though, from Jason Wolf on the sidewall. Puts Ryu in a terrible spot. Follow up Blueberry. Can he slot into the far post? He can. And he ties the game with 47 seconds.
In Blueberry, I trust. Another goal from a great shot there from midfield. And now it is 2-2, 47 seconds on the clock. Both of these teams giving it everything they have right now already, as this series is just starting out. We're only in game 2. We're seeing both of these teams really show what they have to offer here in this series.
Oh, he got the angle.
Yeah. I mean, that's just an unfortunate goal as well. I mean, you saw especially Clash after that that goal, his car and his player cam kind of just knew that, kind of just made a basic mistake, and you can't. It just awkward positioning. If he just kept his momentum up, he was in that post, he could have gotten a save. But now Bloomington with some last second pressure, they have 10 seconds. What do they have on the offense? 50 goes out middle, only goes as far as Caesar. Now pops out, big clutter in the corner. Ryuji has to keep this one in. That's a light touch. Bomber doesn't have any boost. Jason's there to cut off the midfield pass. 0 seconds left. What do they have? Pass out to Ryuji. Back over to Jason. Not quite finding its mark. And they go to OT.
See what happens. I mean, no one right off the kickoff scores. Bomber with a huge touch to Caesar. Caesar back to Bomber. Can they find the slot? They can't. Flash gonna collect it. Will work to get by. He doesn't. 3 passes to Jason Wolf, and it's just off target. They had the play developed. They put it together, and unfortunately, the execution at the end just wasn't it. Now a team passing play again from the Bloomington Maulers with a huge attempt. A demo attempt from Ryu.
Oh no.
Do they get caught out? Mankato may have cut them out. Blueberry's there for the midfield pass, but no one able to get on target. It's a counter. It's open! He's on the backboard. Ryu, the follow-up. It's on. He ties the series at 1 apiece.
What is this game? We can't score the open roller on the net, but we can pass it. We can shoot it over their entire team. That one goes through. What?
Narrowly escaping both defenders. That was a really nice shot there. Perfectly placed where it needed to be. Like you said, you can't make the easy ones, but can you make the hard ones look easy? My goodness. As we are now tied in this series 1-1, the Maulers finding a way to fight back, and they're starting to show their claws here in this series.
Yeah. Jason Wolf. Just kind of a similar, I think, story right now to the jungle, where it seems that, I mean, actually, no, I can't even say that. The scoreboard doesn't really accurately reflect it. So many passes between all 3 players, it just mattered at the end of the day who ended up getting the finisher. And Flash with 6 shots outdoes the entire Atlas roster. A lot of Mauler shots just going wide or just not quite finding the mark. I think as they warm up into this series, as they start kind of getting more confident in the way that Atlas plays and the gaps that they open up, I think they're going to get a lot more comfortable with those passing plays, especially, this is just, I think, the start of it. I think there's a lot more to come here in the following games.
Indeed. And with the series tied at 1, I didn't forget to change the map. That's fine. We're still going to load into Forbidden Temple for the 3rd game, but should be DFH, doesn't really matter. It's Rocket League in general. They're still playing a series, they're still playing a match. But yeah, I feel like whoever takes this next game, JTB, really takes the cake for me. They're gonna take the the 2-1 series advantage, but it doesn't mean that they're going to be in the clear just yet.
All right, if you want my real honest opinion, I want to agree with you, but I'm actually not going to agree with you, only because we still do have to take into consideration the Atlas are playing with the sub, and not that the sub hasn't done their job or really played their part right now, but I don't think it's enough to really separate the field and say that Atlas are definitely, if they win this one, probably going to win the series. Barry doing a great job once again, getting in the back of net. And I mean, if Barry keeps on stepping up the way that it is, maybe I should just put my shoe in my mouth now, but I definitely think that the Maulers have a little bit more edge here in this series. One of the main reasons I was trying to hype up the Atlas going into it, as we saw in week 1, subs can be major differentiators. They can come in and they can really make some noise because you don't know what to expect necessarily. And when those players come up from those lower leagues, they're there to shine. They are there to show what they got and why they should even be considered to even be pulled up next time. Honestly, in those same type of situations. Yeah. So it's a stardom kind of thing where you want to be in the lights. You want to kind of make a name for yourself. So these subs can really do that when it comes time for them. They have that opportunity. But we'll see what happens here as the Atlas are currently still up 1-0 with 4 minutes on the clock.
I think you brought up a good point with substitute players with they bring a different energy almost to game day. It seems like they want it a lot more than some of the players who are obviously in the upper league above them. Obviously, you can't sub down JTV, so we won't ever see a premier player playing down into Challenger on a Challenger game night. But Regardless, they just bring a different energy. They honestly bring a different look to whatever team they're playing on. We've seen super sub performances. I think of a player named Fluffy from the Miracles last season. I think of in previous seasons players who have really subbed up and who've moved into just the starting role anyways. But so far, Mankato with the 1-0 lead, now 2-0.
Oh,
As I say
no.
that's a great pass from Bomber to Caesar.
What was that? Was that the sub? Yeah, it was. Way to go, Caesar. Way to step it up when it's your time.
Puts it right around Jason. I mean, absolute slot, 121 kph, but
He's a challenger
big,
champion as well.
Big lapse in the rotation from Maulers. They left their entire back half wide open, even though there's 2 players kind of in that area to get there. No one really wanted to go for the ball. That pass doesn't really find its mark. Has to leave it for Clash, but he's in an awkward spot. Doesn't find the 50. That one gets through. And now all of a sudden, Maulers are dealing with a 3-0 deficit in game 3.
You know, maybe with the way that Barry is playing, it might outweigh a little bit of that, lack thereof chemistry. Because, my goodness, that was a sneaky little swiper, no swiping kind of thing right there. Just kind of snuck up and took it from him. You're like, whoa, what just happened there? Hey, it's Barry in the house.
Bomber.
Yeah.
To the sidewall. Sorry about that, Ori, regardless. Caesar is a champion from previous seasons, won in Season 5 with the St. Cloud Flyers. And also, I believe, has several land finishes in other competing leagues. Has been around in the when it was called the MNCS for some of the longest time, and he's showing his strength here, as you can see. He's obviously built differently. After a great bump though from Bomber, that was the key play for me on that back line.
Ryuji just got absolutely. There's a reason why they have bombed his name. He absolutely bombed Ryuji out of the field. Went completely off, not even to the other post, out of the frame entirely. And I mean, that's just what you can ask from the physical play. That's another opportunity gone by the wayside now. I still think Bloomington, despite the kind of circus goals that have been happening, I think they have a chance. Oh, that's a big whiff. Speaking of circus, but I mean, I think that they still have a chance in this series. 2 wins in a row is definitely more than doable for a squad like this, especially when they're hitting passing plays like that. They're finding their way back not only into the series but into the game. Flash off the beautiful team passing play from Ryuji to Jason. That's the kind of stuff they're gonna need to find.
And
all right.
Sorry, go ahead, JT.
Oh, no,
go ahead.
Good. I was gonna say, as of right now, we're definitely starting to see the Maulers trying to strike back a little bit harder, but is it a day late and a dollar short at this point here in game 3? There's still 1:40 on the clock. The 3 goals, that's a pretty decent little comeback, especially with, like I said, that sneakiness that Atlas has been playing with defensively, just kind of getting in there, causing disruption, doing what they need to do, just make sure that these defenders are feeling uneasy.
I agree. I think JTV that I think Bloomington's doing a good job in the latter half of this game to get their chances, but I don't think that it's coming at a small cost. I really believe that if they did this at the beginning of this game, it would not be a 4-goal hole to climb themselves out of. And you see that a lot in these swing games where a team comes out really hot and they get the big lead, that 3 to 4 goal lead, and then the team that doesn't get it, they're just playing catch up the entire time. And it's so tough as a player to mentally stay in it when you know it's a huge hole to climb out of, and you're likely going to go down in the series unless you can put something together. But with 40 seconds, not a lot seems all hell of a lot likely.
A big save coming up from Ryuji, though. It's definitely not impossible to get these goals in the amount of time, but as it ticks down, as more and more opportunities don't find their mark, it seems less and less likely. And it's not a reverse sweep, but them winning the game by 4 goals definitely won't help your mental. But to Bloomington's credit, it's not like they're getting completely outclassed. It's just been kind of awkward double commits, lapses in rotation, no one really finding the mark on open nets. It's kind of just lower level, I think, mistakes, and it's just coming back to bite them. It adds up a lot over time, and I think they just kind of need to get their stuff together and kind of just find what was working towards the middle part of this game and towards, you know, game 2, when they really started to take a big control on not just the series but the game as well. But you know, that might be a little bit of a momentum changer. You know, in the grand scheme of things, it might not seem a lot, but a little own goal, and yeah, they're laughing on the player cams. They're, you know, helps the mental a little bit. They're gonna have to rebound here going into game 4. Try to find Champions Field, but yeah, I think they just need to keep up their passing plays. That's been working for them so far, and honestly, their defense just needs to. I don't even know. It's not. It's very uncharacteristic mistakes from these players and what's happening. Ryuji, especially known as a defensive player, not characteristic of him to be making some of the mistakes that he is doing right now on defense.
Definitely. And as we look at the stat line, they got fairly even distribution as far as shots on goal to Atlas, just getting 2 more shots on goal than the Maulers. But like you said, those misses defensively, those mishaps, even though Ryuji did have 3 saves, some of those moments where you're really expecting your teammates to be able to hit those shots while they get up in the air or when they're approaching the ball or whatever it might be, and then they just happen to miss it. That's where a lot of, you know, Atlas has been able to just pick up and capitalize off of those minimal mistakes that have been had. And they're just continuing to hammer away and trying to, you know, just bring this home. They're up 2-1 in this series, and they're looking to close the door on the Maulers here in game 4.
I think so too. I think you're right in that closing the door here is very, very important. They did the hard work, GTV, of getting the 5 goals in that last game and getting everything put together. And now that you have done that, I think that overall it has to warrant some form of reward. Finish the series off in 4 games. Be done with it. Get it over with. Don't even bother putting yourself in the tough spot of trying to work through a game 5, because you have game 4 right now. And if you can get this done in this 4th game, it's really going to keep your mentality up. But for Bloomington, this has got to be your best game. Besides game 5, it has got to be your most well-played game. One where mistakes cannot happen, especially on that defensive line, like Joseph mentioned.
Yeah, and on their offense, I think they just need to start finding the mark. It's not like they're incapable. This team, if anyone's going to make a 2-goal run to win the series, it's definitely this one. None of these players' mentals can, honestly, especially from when I was in scrims with them, their mentals are always so high. They're always trying to have a good time. I think they have what it takes to, you know, win, to find the momentum. The passing play might have been the start, but just nothing coming from it. All 3 players on offense just trying to find something, and no one really able to grab hold and shoot that ball. But that one might just float its way in. It's too high. The rebound's there from Clash. Just an awkward rotation back. Can't quite find the read, and now all of a sudden Bloomington have momentum in game 4.
Chugging along and starting to get some momentum indeed. Let's see if they can continue to push this train along. Will the Atlas find a little bit of momentum of their own and meet them? As the ball goes up and towards the corner, Jason Wolf still keeping it on the side.
Oh, another one. Oh, it's in.
That's a huge shot.
That was a
huge
rocket.
Shot.
But Jason Wolf, the big play though. Look at this. Yeah. Jason Wolf gets the bump on Caesar. Caesar doesn't get a full amount of contact. Sorry to cut you off, Ori. I just came in so quickly. I guess you could say, but
hey, I just want to say real quick, just like a salad, Caesar's been tossed, my friend.
Oh, he has been tossed. Now he looks.
Speaking of tossing, oh my gosh!
How in the world does that not go in the Mauler's head? They live and die on a literal murder note as they get away with that. But I had some people ask me about the overlay, and in the top right you'll sometimes see a demo icon with a player next to it. That means the player was demoed, not them doing the demoing. But Ryu gets his first of game number 4 and gets the 3rd for Bloomington. This is looking like game 5 to me.
Hey, I told you guys, just because
But you're
The Atlas,
Mankato
we're
fan.
gonna win game 3. Just hear me out. I definitely said that Mankato wins game 3. That doesn't solidify that they've just won
He
this
did
series.
say that.
The
I will
Maulers
say
are right
Yeah,
back in it.
I'll give whatever. You can give it to him. Great pass. Yeah.
passing play not finding its mark.
The JTV
And,
flat armor.
Yeah, we were talking about tossing. I was about to say the Maulers just toss on defense. It was just a big whiff on the backboard, but yeah, Ryuji with that amazing save. Not quite with the amazing shot on the net though, but they don't really need any more goals right now. 3-0. And we still have 3 minutes left. They still have so much time to further that lead to be more comfortable. Ryuji!
Oh, great fake.
Oh my goodness gracious. Faked. Reads the crossbar bounce and just finishes it. Caesar's absolutely lost. Someone needs to give that guy a map because he is in their hung stadium right now.
I feel like JTV, he would be tossed there. Maybe a little bit more. Add a little bit of salad dressing to it, but...
These are rising stars calling back. They want you back, my friend.
I heard they're actually in another stadium playing right now. I think they're maybe on Manfield or something along those lines in game 1. But yeah, still 2.5 to go. Mankato would have to put together an incredible comeback. They get the full overtime. It's a 3-0, and 1 back to the good. 3
I would have loved to
go.
see this not go in net. It would have been the absolute hilarious. You could freeze frame it from Barry's POV. He has like all 3 of his teammates, like 2 teammates to the left of him, and he has an open net, and he would somehow manage to botch it. I think it would be. I don't know if that would rival quite the choke that well, now it's only the second viewed clip, but the 0-second miss. But I mean, it would be up there, I think.
We have a player on the field who remembers that moment all too well. Don't really want to highlight him too much, but yeah.
Are we playing T-ball right now, gentlemen? Because I'm seeing a lot of swing and a miss over here. My goodness.
Oh, there's another one. Right, you called it. Hey, you be nice to the T-ballers, JTV. They know how to play baseball. I love baseball. Baseball's my favorite sport.
You know how to play the sports ball better than you, my friend.
Oh, I bet I was a better hitter than JTV was. If you think Stewie was a better hitter than JTV was in any facet of baseball, put it in the chat. But
the 1 in the chat for Stewie and 2
put a 1
for
in the
JTV.
chat, 2 for JTV. Yeah, there you go.
I guess I shouldn't tell him the year that I batted .641.
You 0.6. Okay, I'm not trying to make fun of 0.6.
0.6 out of 1,000. 64% of the time I'm hitting the ball, my friend.
Okay, that's actually not that bad. Yeah, see,
I was about to
Lyric
say,
has to
That's
go.
twice what you'd see on like the professional level.
Lyric knows. Lyric gets it. Okay. Here's the question: did you ever hit any home runs?
I'm a contact hitter.
Oh yeah. That's exactly what somebody would say if they don't hit any home runs.
Because
I'm not a home run hitter. That's what I'm telling you. I'm a contact hitter. That's what that means.
Jason, not a home run hitter either.
Those are ground. Lyric says those are ground balls. Every single thing I hit was a bomb. If I made contact, it was
hit on
gone.
this field as Jason Wolf puts it up, trying to get it over to Ryuji, who tries to get a little bit of a fake stutter step there, but it didn't quite work. Bomber Wild trying to get a shot on goal. Now Jason clears it. Now Ryuji driving it right back downfield. Shot on goal taken away by Caesar. Now it's steady at the 50 as they keep on going back and forth.
Bomber controlling this off the sidewall. See what he can find. Just trying to find some momentum here going into game 5. Bloomington completely turning the tables right now. They find themselves in a similar spot to what they're on the other end of the spot they were in game 3. It's similar scoreline. And now they're on the good end of it, and that's a beautiful save by Jason to keep it out, to keep the lead the way it is, and that's a clear downfield. They're looking for more than just a 3-goal lead, but it won't happen. Maulers, they're bringing this one to game 5, and, you know, I think...
I know he's nervous right now.
I don't think I'm nervous. I especially with the way Ryuji was playing, sent Caesar on a vacation trip to the sidewall after the fake, and... the amazing save as well on the goal line.
Well, I was talking about JTV, Ori, but
I
feel like he's
He
pretty nervous
predicted
right
this.
now.
He knew this.
He's
this was going to game
100%
5.
nervous right now. Look at him. He knows. Bloomington should win this.
Please switch it over and show how nervous I really am.
You're the most nervous I have ever
Look at all
seen
this,
you.
look at all this sweat. I'm just
Yeah,
wiping it off
I
my
can tell.
brim.
He's quaking in his boots. He's shivering,
He is
trembling in his chair. Yeah.
very, very scared. But
Well, I will say this. It all comes down to honestly how one player decides to step it up here in game 5. If Caesar can play at the level that they need to, Atlas can bring it right back here in game 5. However, the Maulers definitely have the momentum in their favor. They're riding the hot hand right now. They're looking a lot more in tune than they have throughout this entire series thus far. And it's a little scary going into game 5. I'll admit that I'm not shaking, but I'll tell you right now, the Atlas might be.
I'm not shaking at all.
I'm ready. I want to get this.
Ori's ready.
action.
You've been in many game 5s, as have I. I've been in many game 7s too, but yeah.
I win most of mine.
Yeah,
usually.
I believe that too. I believe that Jason Wolf maybe does as well, but
Yeah, I think Jason Wolf has a good game 5.
game
record
5
as well.
ice, game 5
I have
ice.
a
for
good
Bloomington.
game 7 record too.
Oh, he has ice, all right. Oh, he has ice.
Yeah, no, he's definitely iced up. Has the whole freezer strapped to his back right now. He's absolutely cold, ice in his veins, and that puts it away in the open. They finally actually are able to put one around 0 defenders instead of having to shoot it around 3, and they find the opening goal, and that's so much momentum in a game 5. That can be the deciding factor. If it's a 1-goal game, at the end of the day, you might point to just that opener. But
I'm not going to lie, guys.
they gotta hold on to it.
I just looked over to my second
Oh,
screen,
no.
and I saw the Maulers having a lot of fun, and I was hoping that those smiles were going to turn to frowns very quickly as the Atlas
They
bring it
kinda
back.
did.
1-1,
Yeah.
4:33 on the clock.
I kind of did, JTV.
Miscommunication on the goal line. Both players kind of in the same spot. It's kind of unfortunate play. And now all of a sudden we're evened up. 30 seconds burned off the clock. Nothing really changing from it. Bomber quick on that ball. He wants to find a second goal. So does Barry, but that shot's high. Jason with a beautiful touch that goes over to Caesar, and they get the lead. No one able to follow that one up, and that touch just doesn't go quite the way that they wanted it to.
He's beating his chest. He's happy for that one, but 1-goal lead, plenty of time though. Nobody running away with game 5, which is good to see. This is getting as close as it could possibly be. We anticipated it would be a good series. We anticipated it would be a wild series, that's for sure. No pun intended there, Bummer or wild, but yeah, he really hasn't, for me, been the giant factor. It's been Caesar. It's been Caesar and Blueberry really making the plays happen, making the shots. Bomber just kind of filling in the gaps, which for playing with a sub, they're doing a great job, JTV, of working with each other, even though they don't have their starting lineup today. But yeah, they look poised to take this one.
I think Blueberry especially has been stepping up tremendously. He has, I think, the most goals and saves. Like, he has the most stats out of everybody else on his team. He's been stepping up so much.
Definitely. That's that Wisconsin blood that's really just pumping
Oh
through
my
him.
God.
Oh yeah, it's the Wisconsin cheese blood. Oh yeah, it's definitely the cheesehead blood that runs through courses through the veins.
Yeah,
of
you might
Blueberry.
think the cheese might clog up the arteries a little bit, but it doesn't. Blueberry cheese just glides on
It
through.
looks more like string cheese there, I guess. Peel it one
Ryuji's
by one.
backward in the net, though.
Oh,
Jason
very
scrambling on the
almost.
goal line. Now counterattack coming. It's kind of open. 2 players there. Jason not having the boost to get to it in time. Clash now challenge. Wins it beautifully. Blueberry still on the ball. Bit of a miscommunication again. Now all of a sudden Clash by himself. Can he defend this onslaught of a shot? He does. Beautiful tip up. 2 players caught out. Ryuji can't quite get the pass. Caesar now. He has a lot of space. He has a teammate middle. What can he do? He finds the pass. Gets a beat to the backboard. 2 players go up. No one makes contact. Now the counterattack. Ryuji pops it up high for Jason, but it's just too far. Ryuji from the follow-up goes high. Clash for the rebound shot. Absolutely tapped. There is no power behind that. But they keep the pressure. That's something you really want back if you're Bloomington.
I mean, the good news though is they have plenty of time. Still 2.5 to go in this 5th game. If you're just joining us, you missed a ton of Rocket League action. If you're wondering why the stream is a bit stuttery today, that is because my graphics drivers are out of date. I just found it out. So, yeah, they came out with one 3 days ago, and I must have forgot to update them. So, yeah, apologize for that. But still got some MCS action. All 6 of these players are frying right now. That is a huge 50-50. Ryuji, no, Clash is there. He tries to dunk Blueberry. Jason Wolf into the midfield, has more boost to play with, has a reset. He gets over the top. Gets it away from his teammate, and they still score.
I just don't even know what to say right there. That just didn't feel like it should have happened, but we're right in it now. It's 2-2, 1:38 on the clock. The Maulers are not giving up. They are continuing to fight their way through. My goodness, this is a series. I wanted all the Rocket League, and you guys are giving me just that.
Oh my goodness. Zero boost play. Had so much space on the kickoff. Ryuji comfortably in net. That touch was out the big bump, but there's so much open space. He gets the second one. The 50 isn't there. Ryuji didn't have any boost. He couldn't shoot it. Unfortunate opportunity goes to the wayside. I'm losing my voice. I have so many opportunities that seem to be finding their way in, but at the last second, they don't get there. That's a beautiful pass out to the midfield. Jason, beautiful 50, kills it beautifully. Clash, trying to find someone upfield, doesn't, stays on the ball though. Goes over to the midfield. It's anyone's game right now.
Is it okay to breathe right now? My goodness.
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
This is a series and a half, ladies and gentlemen. 40 seconds in game 5. Jason Wolf on the ball. It's a reset. Saved by Caesar. There's 4. Jason Wolf, a huge 50-50s. 2 of them make Kiddo Alice players. Blueberry.
We gotta roll on.
It's roll one.
Oh, no way. 2v2.
25 seconds. We gotta roll on.
That's a beat. Ryuji.
Oh
in a
my
1v1,
God,
he gets the boost.
Oh God, they gotta be crying right now. There's no boost. Caesar,
He's breaking it. Oh no, he's not. Okay, he's holding it.
Oh, they're driving away.
I was gonna break that for a second.
They just gotta survive here for 7 seconds. And we go to Jason Wolf's camp. He's locked in the rule 1. Clash, they bump him out with no time. We got overtime in game 5.
What an absolute series of events. In that final minute of the game, we said if we could breathe. I don't even know why you said that. That's absolutely worst caster curse ever. Clash, he takes this one out to the corner, trying to control it, gets the boost. Barry pass only goes as far as Ryuji. Bomber's ready for the touch though. So is Jason. Now all of a sudden, there's a numbers advantage. The bump comes through. Caesar gets beat, and he gets put in the back of the net. Jason clutching up game 5 after the beautiful counter attack and bump play from Ryuji. What a series and what a game. Honestly, I don't really think you could have asked for any more. Oh my goodness.
What an ending indeed. The Maulers coming out on top. Just want to remind people, you either get all the points or you get none of the points.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that either.
And to fight,
oh my God.
The way to game 5 and then fall
winner take all for points. Yeah.
And the fact is, Caesar, you almost deflected that bump and were able to still get there. It just wasn't enough. I give you, hey, switch it on over to the cast real quick. I gotta give it to him. Tip of the hat.
Fine. I'll switch it over.
Caesar, you couldn't have asked for a better step up. I mean, he has experience, especially in Challenger, so it's not like he's out of his league at all. But you know, after I think he didn't play for a while, a couple seasons, and he's coming back in. I think especially in a game 5 that goes to OT and that's a 5 series. I think at the end of the day, over the course of the series, what it came down to is just the lack of chemistry. Which you can't really blame them for that. They went so far with a sub. I don't think I was expecting that at all. Obviously, I predicted Maulers in 3, not just because I have bias, but like genuinely. Them with a sub, especially knowing the chemistry that Maulers have. I mean, you saw with the passing business. I thought they were going to take this
incredible.
Just like a piece of cake. Yeah,
that was actually incredible. That I mean, you can't write a better script for that. Game 5 overtime. It's as close as it could possibly be, and everything just comes down to one bounce. That's just really how it goes, and it went the Maulers' way. They capitalized off of it, and JT, that's just how the ball goes sometimes. You know, if you're on the side of the Alice, you can't be disappointed with that game. It just, you played the best Rocket League you possibly could, and the Maulers just came out on top because they wanted it more on the day.
Absolutely. Like I said, one more tip of the hat to you guys, Atlas. You guys gave it one heck of a shot, but it was the Maulers coming out on top. We do have some more Rocket League coming your way. It looks like it's going to be Tibbles and Wolf bringing it to you with the Brainerd victory and the Omaha Buffalo. So stick around for more Rocket League because you are not going to want to miss it.
Laying on my floor, thinking about all the things that we've been through. From 24/7 to pretending like I never met you. No, it's all for the best, cause I know we're a mess every time we're together. Going out of my mind, and I wish I could lie, tell you that it gets better. Now that you're gone, they say time should heal, but it's been too long. Couple months where I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to move on. I can't seem to.
she found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make out, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to long nights can get me feeling lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me hurt before. Never meant to drop your heart onto the floor. I lost my mind. The words came rushing out in the blink of an eye. And I regret the things I said. I never meant to leave your head in a mess. Let go of your hurts and fears. I hope one day your demons disappear. You give me a life that's worth living, but I can feel your love, it is slipping. I can feel it slipping. I can feel it slip away. I can feel it slip away. Time goes by, oh so slowly. I wish this feeling would subside. I thought I'd be your end game, but after what I said, it's not been the same. Through it all, I'll hold you dear. I hope one day your demons disappear. And I regret the things I said. I never meant to leave your head in a mess. Let go of your hurts and fears. I hope one day your demons disappear. You give me a life that's worth living, but I can feel your love, it is slipping. I can feel it slip away. I can feel it slip away. I can feel it slip away. You give me a life that's worth living, but I can feel your love, it is slipping. I can feel it slip away.
I'm waiting, I'm hoping that you set me free. Can't take the pressure you hold over me. I'm falling, I'm fading, I'm losing my mind. Can't take the pressure and leave you behind. I'm falling, I'm fading, I'm losing my mind. Can't take the pressure and leave you behind.
Small delay, ladies and gentlemen, as we have got Ori and I are back at you again. Small delay as we've got some casters AFK. So if your name is Brock Wolf, or if your name is if your name is just Brock Wolf, wake up, because it's time to cast. But yeah, next up, got a doozy for you. Omaha taking on the Brainerd Victory, the Omaha Buffalo. Huge thing we learned during this break. Kiro is not playing tonight. Big thing. If I look at my statistics, that is a massive problem for the Omaha Buffalo, because Kiro right now leads the league in goals per game at 1.64, and he also has helped the Omaha Buffalo lead the league in goals per game, assists per game, and shots per game. You will not have that offensive power that you need. This is going to be nerve-wracking, especially for the of course for the Omaha Buffalo to deal with. But yeah, it's our third matchup of the night. Should be a good one.
Yeah, I'm still, I don't know how they're gonna do without Kuro. That's just, I mean, like, you know, you have someone subbing up. There's like a couple rising star players, actually a decent handful that could sub up in Chow as if their second or third couldn't make it and still play pretty decently. I think Caesar showing that he was one of those people last series, but I think it's impossible to ask any Rising Star player to take the place of Kuro. That's just not going to happen. So, yeah, it's going to be a really tough one for the Buffalo to fight this one out. But you never know. Maybe someone could step up. Maybe someone could be the next Kuro on their team. And so it happens, but Victory... I mean, you look at their roster, and even if it... Actually, no, yeah. If Kuro was on Buffalo, I would definitely have Buffalo on this one, but... That Kuro not being there, that definitely hard swings it in the way of Victory.
Scary.
I think that they have this one. I think 3-1. I give Buffalo just a game, just because I think Chips and Rob can step up for a moment or two. But I just don't see this series going in the way of Buffalo at all.
Taking a look at the format for this season. Obviously, we're in the middle of league play right now in week 3, the doubleheader. And then you obviously are jumping into another doubleheader, but you see the trade window there, October 22nd through November 1st. October 22nd is in 2 days, friends. It is October 20th. So on Sunday, basically at 11:59 p.m. or at midnight on Sunday morning, trades are eligible to be made in the MCS. So that means that, oh boy, we are going to see a lot of moves, yeah. a lot of things made. But all these players are in this lobby, and they're ready to go as quick as possible. But yeah.
When you look at, especially the trade windows in MCS are always crazy, but especially because this one, I mean, it's shorter season. There's more games compacted. It's only lasts like, a week. It's like 2 weeks-ish. But that's still such a big stretch of the season. So it's so many crazy things can happen in such a short amount of time, especially with the amount of games that are played. I think especially after that week 4, after teams, think, we have a bad start. But maybe if they get to that week 4, they might second guess the roster changes. I think after that, especially week 4 after that's over, we're going to see a lot of big moves and changes happening.
Agreed. I think I got Ori in here. Ori will be obviously leaving us for a new caster. Ori's voice is gone and he sounds like he's pretty sick. So Tibbles is going to be joining us here in a second, but I just waiting on really anything to start. I think the game's already going to start, so I'm just going to go ahead and let these guys go whenever. Should be a good one. Buffalo and Victory. Always a blast to cast. Of course, these two franchises. This one brand new though in the Omaha Buffalo. The Victory have been around for a long time. They have a history of playing great Rocket League. But regardless, the Omaha Buffalo are new and they are here to play in Challenger. That's for sure. You don't lead the league in 3 major statistics for no reason. But Tibbles, welcome into the booth.
Situated, getting into the game as well. That's pretty important.
Indeed.
But I am here now and I'm ready.
I agree. Should be a blast. I gotta turn you down a little bit. I had you so high because you're so quiet before, and now you're just louder than everything can be. But
am I too loud?
No, you're good. You're good. I was talking about Ori and I did a little bit of a small game plan of Stero playing instead of Kuro, and Kuro leads the entirety of Challenger in goals per game at 1.64. So they are going to be missing a MVP candidate pretty much in this series, and they're using a Rising Star sub in place of him.
Okay.
So, a little nerve-wracking. That's for sure for Omaha to deal with. Want to say that they're going to have a problem scoring the ball possibly, but the Brainerd Victory have looked good this season. They're sitting right now in 5th place at 2-1, so they have 2 victories to their name. This would be a big win for them because Omaha is sitting at 2-1 also. So look for maybe Brainerd to key in on that.
Yeah, possibly, but are we still in game 1? Is this game one?
We are indeed. We are still in game one.
Okay.
So we just started the series. You missed a doozy. You missed. I don't know if you were watching the stream, but you missed a
Bloomington?
Bloomington and Mankato was.
I was watching a little bit. Yep.
It was a series for the ages. That's what I'll say. It went to Game 5 overtime. Bloomington ended up winning it. JTV was hating on Bloomington the entire time because Mankato had a bunch of players that were all from not Minnesota. So he was basically for the entirety of Mankato. Thought Mankato was going to win, and Ori and I had the full faith in Bloomington winning.
Yeah, big Game 5 win for Bloomington. I think they also have a losing record at the moment, don't they? So
do.
that's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big series for them to win. I don't know just yet if they play their other series tonight, but I'm going to focus on this one instead because we got a good one here as well. Coming into this one, Omaha, I would say the weaker of the two teams. V15 almost proving me right there. But I'm curious how Kuro will have an effect on this game, Stewie.
I agree. With him not being in the lineup.
Oh, is he not here today?
He's not here today.
Oh, Stero's. All right, Stero's subbing in.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I alluded to that earlier, but with him not being there, and with him playing such a giant factor in the entirety of their offensive structure, they're going to miss him a ton here, especially when you have a player like that who comes off the backboard and scores himself.
Wow, what a goal from Ayo. Had so much success in Premier. Oh, that is a team play, a stellar team play coming out of Brainerd victory here. And Ayo showing off his, Premier experience and two-time Premier land winner as well. So coming into Challenger, he's a really hot prospect and already 2-0, 1 minute and a half left, and Omaha are struggling to keep up.
And both these teams, like I said, Tibbles, both these teams sitting in the top 5 right now of Challenger, both with 2-1 records. Omaha sitting in 3rd based off of just a tiebreaker. Brainerd sitting in 5th just off of a tiebreaker. So both of them had the same amount of points, just really all the way down the board. I have to check it again, but all the way down to 8th with the Des Moines derecho, who... Actually, funny enough, I was looking at stats, and I don't know if we've updated this. If we have updated the schedule, it doesn't look like it, but Brainerd won their earlier series tonight, beating the Des Moines derecho in 4 games. So Brainerd is actually 3-1 right now after that win. So they're coming off of a win. I'll have to check Omaha if they won their series, but regardless, Brainerd's coming off of a victory. Omaha, I don't believe have reported their series yet, or this is their first series of the night. I don't think it could be, though. Maybe they played it at a later date or later time in the week or an earlier time in the week. I have no idea. But this one, though, so far dominated game 1 by Brainerd has dominated game 1.
Yeah, Brainerd, hearing that they have a 3-1 record, that does not surprise me. And GB coming out from Rising Star last season on Rochester will score that 3rd goal, and that all but confirms a win for Brainerd in game 1 here.
I agree. I want to say that... Okay, I'm just getting the confirmation. Omaha's coming off a loss. They came off of a 3-0 loss to Duluth. So with Duluth winning that, it's good for them, but with Omaha losing that, they're coming off of a loss. They haven't won a game tonight yet, Tibbles, and this first one, they're not getting a ton of credit for it either, because this one dominated so far by the Brainerd victory, and they will take the first game of this series. And I mean, it's good to see that they're not starting off slow against the team with a sub, and we know how much damage subs can do, Tibbles. They really can be a problem sometimes for certain teams who don't know how to play against a core group of 3 players who don't necessarily play with each other all the time.
Yeah, and for Stero, pulling his own weight on defense, 2 saves to his name and a shot as well, so getting some offensive opportunities, but for just the offense from Buffalo overall is lacking, and with Kuro, his absence obviously going to have an effect on the series. It's really down to Chips and Rob to take that initiative, try to drive the team forward, and really involve Stero in the play so he can get involved and contribute to the team. But it's been all victory so far this series.
I agree. And just looking at things now as I update scores, but with victory, it's a team effort. Tibbles, you've got three goals all the way down the board. AO with a goal on no shots, so I have no idea how that's possible. He has a plus. What would the shooting percent? 1 for 0. What would the shoot? That would just be. I don't even know what
undefined.
Undefined.
That would be undefined. Yeah, undefined.
How would you have a shooting percentage when you scored and you didn't even take a shot? So, yeah.
Hey, I'd say you're doing pretty well if that's how you're playing.
I agree. If you're cooking, that's for sure. But yeah. So far, Brainerd, of course, taking control now into this game number 2. Rob with a very poor touch. V15 with a good 50-50 on Stero. Rob though gets a good touchdown field. AO off his backboard, gonna clear all the way down the field. Stero wasn't ready, and Stero's in a really awkward spot here for his team. Gets one bump, will have to make another touch, does. And that Fennec gets on top of his car, but only 12 boost. AO knows it, goes right away, Chips. Good touch, off the backboard. Can GB read it? He can't. That's a free one for the Omaha Buffalo, who will take that any day of the week.
You said Brainerd have been cooking so far this series. It's Omaha's time to get in the kitchen, get some good work done. They've done it here, 30 seconds in. A goal for them already, and that was the initiative I was looking for from Omaha here. And great goal. I believe that was Chips that scored that one, so great effort from him. But they're going to have an onslaught of Brainerd shots coming at them very, very soon.
GB in that corner, trying to start that onslaught, put a little bit of pressure on the Omaha defense, much like they did in that first game. With their patented passing play that came out just to start off the scoring, which was, to me, really an incredible goal by AO to see. He has another chance here, though. V15 gets caught out. That's all the way down. Rob has the second. Omaha golf claps all the way around for that second goal.
Yeah, definitely. Just an open net. The defense caught out on that Brainerd side. 15 just a little bit too far up on that play, and that can be the trap that you fall into, Stewie, when you know you have the advantage. You're playing a sub that maybe isn't quite to the standard of this Challenger League. Maybe you press your luck a little bit, and that's how you get punished for it.
We're seeing, of course, Stero with an assist and a save, doing a little bit better in this game. AO was demoed on the far side of the field. Now Chips, a pass comes out to him, but AO cuts it off on his spawn. Rob finds Chips downfield, but it'll be interesting to see, Tibbles, how Rob and Chips play, knowing that they are going to have to carry a harder offensive load, just based off of the absence of Kuro in this matchup. So, what are the keys to me? To me, the keys for Rob and Chips is to obviously, play your game and do whatever you can to, obviously be as consistent as possible without your main scorer, your main leader, but. I'm interested to interested to see what are your keys to victory for the Omaha Buffalo. They started off well in this second game.
I think they really have to take an aggressive stance, not overcommitting, making sure someone's back, but at the same time, you can't be quartered in your half. Ooh. Bad things happen when you let that. That's almost a goal for Brainerd right there. Stero getting that save away. And Omaha trying their best to keep that lead. But a 2-goal lead can be dangerous, Stewie, as I'm sure you know. You pull one back, and all of a sudden there's no lifeline. GB there for the shot. Will be saved away once again. Now Omaha have a chance to break. Flick attempt, blocked by V15. AO's there for the bounce shot. Off the crossbar, GB to follow up again on the crossbar. A miss on the defense, and V15 an easy shot in the end.
His car designs just never cease to amaze me. GB, I think if he just hits the ball straight on, he scores, but V15 says, I'll do it for you. 2:18 to go. Plenty of time for the Brainerd victory to get that second one back. But you talked about the goal lead possibly going away if Buffalo weren't careful. And now that they're not being as careful as they were. They're stuck in their half. They have been for the past minute and a half. And as a result, Brainerd Victory looking to climb their way back in this second game. And if they can do that, it would be huge for their mentality. You can see the play comes out. B15 won't get a good touch on it. Chips, double tap may have gone towards the wayside. Rob, though, into his own corner. AO with a good touch, 50-50 against Chips, B15. Good touch off the backboard. Stero guides it safely into his corner. Chips all the way down the field, gonna possess it himself, make the balls awkward for AO to deal with, but AO doesn't really care. GB chasing a bump on Rob. If he gets that, that is a Brainerd Victory goal. And a tying one at that. Huge beat from AO, who's demoed for his efforts. Now, a minute 20's gone by. Close to 60 seconds, a minute 20, whatever you want to say, has passed and elapsed. Brainerd still knocking on the door. Omaha refusing to let them in.
Yeah, Omaha doing well so far. Their touches, you know, may not be perfect, but that's a great pass from Rob over to Chip, so might just be in, but B15, I don't know if that was him or just went by the wayside, but we'll go out the other way. Now a counterattack opportunity for Brainerd, but sent back the other way by Chips. There for the follow-up off the crossbar. Or that's not the crossbar, that's the post. But either way, it's going to be out. Big flick from AO. Can they get the follow-up? AO there to finish off the crossbar once again. And Brainerd so close to tying up this game. They still have more work to do.
More touch from Chips, 30 seconds. AO, flip reset. Tries to get back to the ball. Will bump Rob, but Rob with a huge beat on him. GB, not the touch he wanted. It goes all the way down. V15 has to collect. What does V15 have? Can he put this one together with 15 seconds? AO off his backboard, 56 in the tank to work with, but they can't get the ball any forward momentum. Now off the backboard, V15's awkward. GB into that corner. Rob pops it up, chips up. Won't get a great touch. Can V15 keep it up? No, he can't. Ball is killed down. The Omaha Buffalo have tied the series at 1 apiece.
Omaha did just enough to keep Brainerd out of that game, and all, you know, commiseration or commendations to them. One of those words. Commendations to Omaha here. You know, they worked for that win, Stewie. 3 saves for Stero and has the most points on the board. And not by much, but, you know, that's the effort that the sub here is putting in, and you'll love to see that. But let's see if they can continue that trend. If they can get more than 1 game here, I'd be very impressed. So going into this game 3 could be a pivotal moment of the series. And I'm sure Brainerd are looking up to turn up the heat in the kitchen on this one.
I agree. They started to at the end of that game, Tibbles. They really pressed the advantage, pressed their ability to score goals, and now that I'm seeing some of these scores come in, Green Bay going 2-0 on the night.
Good to hear.
Beating St. Paul. St. Paul was sitting at number 2 in standings, handing St. Paul their first loss of the season. Also beating Rochester in Game 5, who hasn't seen many losses either. So now we look at this next game, tied at 1 apiece. This one is even bigger because with victory up to 3-1, they can go into a 4-1 spot and possibly lead the league. But one of these teams coming off a win, one of them coming off a loss, like I said. It's going to be important for the Buffalo to get this next game for mentality's sake, but it was important, even more important for me, Tibbles, for them to get that second game to even us up.
Yeah, and, talking about the results you just said about, I'm particularly surprised about that Rochester result. Obviously, Green Bay Knights are a great team. Of course, I'm their GM, so I have to say that, but Rochester are one of those teams that going into this season, that's a big save from Rob. Going into this season, I expected Rochester to do very, very well, and it just has not turned out that way, but Chips, an awkward touch from the defense, will give him the opportunity they need, and once again, Omaha strike first.
That's such a good 50-50. Chips sitting in the lane, waiting for it to happen, and he just reads it. And also, you're going to be surprised by this one. Okay. Minneapolis Miracles beating the Des Moines derecho in Game 5. That is the J-Tron Flamethrower and Blodat lineup winning their not their first series of the season, but one of their first series of the season. It's against a formidable opponent as well.
Yeah, and derecho, one of those teams that I also expected to do well. Lyric, Ovimas, and Flo. You know, some very, very good players on that roster, but Dewey, somehow we missed that second goal from Omaha, and look at them flying now.
And they're cooking. they're in the kitchen now, Tibbles. It's their turn to whip up an exotic dish, but 3:55 still left in the third game. But a beat from Stero, that's barred down and out. He's gonna want that one back. V15 won't get a touch on it. Ao into his corner. We'll get it over. Stero now 1v1 between Ao and Rob. Ao goes for a double off the backboard. V15 decides to infield pass it. GB hits it off the backboard. Too many passes for the victory to even get a shot. They don't even elect to take one. And Tibbles, it's got to be a shooter. Eventually, somebody's got to take the shot.
Eventually, you have to just suck it up and take any shot that you can get. And, you know, the time is ticking down. You don't want to put yourself in that position where you just have to take whatever you can get. That's an awkward touch on the defense from Rob there. Still in the Omaha side, GB in the corner. Chips now, awkward touch. Ao for the shot. Double commit on the defense is what's required to keep it out. Fake from GB, can he get it to the middle? Oh my, that would have been a great pass, but in the end it's cleared out.
And that was a solid defensive play. Another 50-50. Ao can't turn it in. V15 has to pass it.
So close.
They're just knocking on the door. And unfortunately,
they're pounding
Omaha,
on the door, Stewie.
Oh, this is a bulldozer standing in front of this tiny little door, and the door is just holding up the weight of the earth at this moment. Still, somehow Brainerd just cannot find their way through this Omaha defense. A 2-0 lead. A great fake from Chips. V15, though, dunks him into the corner. V15 goes for a bump. Stero will turn it to the side, and Omaha is doing an exceptional job right now, Tibbles, at living downfield in Brainerd's and finding good touches downfield and passing to each other with no hesitation. The confidence is there.
Now I have to highlight Chips here. He's had some really great defensive plays. Rob now called one on the defense. That might just be in. Oh, I thought they might have saved it. That's been the trend so far this game, but after what seemed like a very long time, Brainerd are able to finally put that in, but barely by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, that's only one, though, Tibbles. They need more than one.
They
need two. They got 2 minutes to go. And, yeah, you're going to need a little bit more effort. V15, oh, backboard. V15 ties the game. Such a smart play from the guys in yellow and gold. And you see how they turn it into gold, because it goes straight down the pipe, and no one from Omaha even has a chance.
It's that classic play, Stewie. If your opponent has such a good rotation that you can't break through, just get rid of them. They can't be in the right spot if they're not even on the field, right? So just demo them, bump them, whatever you have to do. That's exactly what Brainerd did here, and if you can pull that out, that trick up your sleeve at any point, you're going to be a much stronger team for it, but still more work to do, but still a tie game now, at least for Brainerd here. They don't have to worry too much. Now Rob, chance, 0 boost. Chips going for that bump. I like the play, even though it didn't execute, but now Omaha on defense once again. Ao pass another, still in that corner. And Brainerd trying to get a cohesive offense together, but it just hasn't worked out.
And they've got 2 to their name. Huge touch from GB. Stero into that corner. Flex with full boost. Does not get the touch he wants. V15 bumps him out. V15 goes for a bump. Ao trying to find 2 on the backboard. GB is blocked by Stero. V15 into the corner again. Brainerd has had all of the pressure, Tibbles, in this so far. They have not given up much. Rob all the way down. Will score with 52 seconds. And that is a monster touch from Stero into the midfield.
That was a beautiful pass from Stero. Off of a seemingly innocent touch from V15 there. I don't think he was expecting the defense to be able to transition that fast. But, you know, lightning flash, it's in their net before they could even blink.
Oh, that's a poor save.
Called on the defense, and Stero, no! The hero of the last play has faltered on this one.
Ao just puts pressure on him. basically sits on him, Tibbles, until he breaks.
Yep.
He cracks like a bed frame, throws it out into the middle, and GB is never going to miss that shot directly down the middle. 43 seconds. GB with the touch into the corner. We'll have one more. AO takes it from him, though, to try and keep pressure. V15 last back has to make an exceptional defensive play and does so in the corner. I love what Omaha are doing with these infield passes. They're popping the ball up. They're giving their teammates a chance. Chips off the post. Rob into the corner. 20 seconds. GB gonna try and pop the ball up. Finds AO on an island. AO, what can he find? A V15. A flip reset chance. Gets off the cross or off the side. Stero turns it away. Demo on GB now. Stero has some room. AO's there to cut it off. V15 with 3 seconds is demoed for his efforts. Ball's still up. Infield pass, they run into each other. Chips, though, doesn't put it on target. And we go to overtime. That was a huge chance for the Buffalo.
This battle has shifted so many tides, but it all comes down in this game to this overtime right here.
Oh, what a touch.
One goal to separate these teams. Maybe a shot. No, Chips will take it out in the corner. Now Omaha, a chance to put this one away, but stopped by GB again on the wall. Great touch, will miss the second one. Now a chance for Omaha. Stero to start it off.
25 seconds into overtime. Nobody scores directly off the kickoff, but huge chances for Omaha in front of their net. GB, though, massive beat on the ball. Stero gonna put it into the corner. Has 4 saves to his name in this game. V15 across the lane will find V15. V15 with a catch. All the way down in the corner. Rob gonna turn it to the side. Guides that ball over top of both Brainerd players. GB was last back, though. Great infield pass. He goes to try and take the shot. AO was last back. He nearly got caught out. No one in the corner. They're running into each other again. It's actually Stero bumping AO, trying to bump him off the ball. Infield pass is there, but no one from Brainerd is even leaking or looking for that play to happen. There it is.
GB will finally put it through. They found their goal, and that bump as well, not helping them, but a great pass from AO, and GB just in that perfect spot. Just over a minute in that overtime, but, you know, Omaha really tried. They battled for that one, but I could kind of see it coming, Stewie. It seemed like they were one player, a miss, you know, a tiny mistake away from letting victory through.
I mean, Chips with 2 here, Stero with 4 saves. 10 save total for the Buffalo, and they don't win the game. So are you going to wish you played better defense giving up 4 goals, but you had 10 saves? So it's, you know, if you don't play any better defense, Tibbles, then you give up 14 goals in that game instead of 4. But yeah,
0 saves for Brainerd.
yeah, that's the big story. 0 saves straight on. It's all offense for the Brainerd victory. They're not faltering at all. They're not making any changes when it comes to this. Omaha is definitely not out of this, but one game still left on the cards for Brainerd to put them away.
Yep. One more game. Victory now on match point. And you look at the roster on the victory side, and you think, wow, that's a land-winning team, Stewie.
Indeed.
In this challenge, it really is. You look at those names on that roster, and they have found success all over these leagues, you know, every season that they're in it. So I'm really looking for Omaha to come back in this game 4, but they really have to give it their all.
I mean, they need more than just 3. They're going to need 4 this time around, and they're going to need to hold Brainerd to not 4. They're going to need to hold them to 3 instead, but a reverse score line is going to be tough against a team like you mentioned that is so well-rounded and so good on paper and on the field in general. You're going to need a big, wide-open concerted effort from all 3 of Omaha to put this away. But B15 sniffing and prodding at this Omaha defense, nearly found a bump that would have been catastrophic for that Omaha defense to deal with. But Stero into that corner. GB, huge beat on the ball, tries to catch Rob out and does a little bit. Has to play to his corner. Huge dunk, though, into the midfield. V15 takes the shot, and Stero turns it to the side. Defense for Omaha holds strong for the first 60 seconds.
Yeah, that shot straight at the defender. Stero taking one touch there. That's a scary one. GB throwing himself at it. AO shot as well. And Chips diving across that goal to make that save for Omaha. Now, a chance for them. Rob in the corner. Can he get a middle zero boost to work with? Good clear from V15 the other way. And they have to watch this defense here for Omaha. Chips, a great save on the top of his goal. AO putting it back in the mixer. Now a great clear out. What can Omaha do here? A demo. Good ruin their effort. Stero, shot off target. AO back in the corner. Chips putting that pressure on, but does give it away. And V15, a big clear downfield.
Great pop as well. 2 players jumped from Omaha as a result. GB, though, huge miss. Can anyone capitalize from Omaha? No, V15 was there. So Brainerd gonna cover up their massive miss. Now they get a demo. Now it turns into a counterattack for Brainerd, but no one went on. V15 thought his teammates were there for the ball, and neither of them were. GB gonna get a bump out. Backflip comes in, and I honestly don't. I think it's gonna take 1 goal here, Tibbles. One goal is all it's gonna take to crack through Omaha's armor and possibly send them to bed for the night. So Brainerd really have to key in on that. AO gets 2 players to commit to him, but doesn't get by the ball. And the last man back for Omaha doing incredible work right now. It doesn't matter who it is at this point.
Yeah, that offensive edge that Omaha had last game, I'm just not seeing it. You know, they're getting in Brainerd's half, but they're not doing much with the ball. You see, you get it in their half, you get a touch, and then it's immediately cleared out. But that's a great 50, great challenge from Chips. Now Rob on the wall, on the ceiling. Any follow-up from his teammates, but AO there for it. And Omaha just seem a little bit too slow to these challenges. They're just a little bit slower than Brainerd, and that means they're not getting the ball when they should. And B15 called upon for the defense there, does make that save. Great pass from AO over to GB. Can they follow up on it? Still in the back. Rob, great clear out. It's demoed though. V15 will have to collect and start from square one.
That's a good touch. Oh boy, you got GB running interference. Tried to get the demo on, now has a shot. Back foot comes in, he hits the crossbar. V15 capitalizes, and he doesn't miss those right down the pipe. Victory, up 1-0 with 1:30 to go.
These offensive plays coming out from Brainerd. You know, the defense has such a struggle there. You know that GB can score, excuse me, but you have V15 coming in for the rebound. So not only do you have to worry about the shot, but the rebound as well. They almost scored another one. Chip scored, called upon again, but Rob will get that 50, and now Omaha find themselves on the defense once again. But no hit from AO. Can V15 get back? He does, and oh my, that was almost really bad for Brainerd right there.
Stero, not the best touch. Could have kept Brainerd in the doghouse for a second, but can't do it. GB, V15, excuse me, into that corner all the way downfield. Now Rob has a chance. That's on target. AO, though, playing safe, back, baiting time, and a smart play from the Brainerd victory captain to know that it's only going to take a little bit of time. That was a pre-jump touch off the backboard from V15. He nearly put it on target and in the net. And that software, the V16, I think is downloaded definitely. As V15 has the most important goal right now in this series. With 35 to go, can Omaha put it together? Or are we just going to see an end to this series? Right now, it's looking likely as the Brainerd victory have done what they have done all series long, and that is hold the midfield line.
They've really come to respect this Omaha team. You know, they're playing very defensively, very careful, making sure they get those challenges, the physical plays if they're in danger. But now with 10 seconds left, it's now or never for Omaha. Rob downfield in the corner. What can they do with it? Off the wall. That's a good touch from AO. So on the wall. Can Stero do anything with it? But it's right to V15. All he has to do is put it down. Still on the wall. Rob gets it up. Off the backboard, almost Chips to finish it off, and a defensive blunder on the last minute, and Omaha will break through for overtime.
I don't even know.
What did we just see, Stewie?
I don't even know what to say. You have 2 players back on the back line. They both don't make the touch on the backboard. As a result, it's a 0-second goal. And possibly a chance for Omaha, who were down and out in this series. GB, though, catches them out. He hits the post. That one should have gone to the back of the net. It should have killed this series. to bring, but Omaha surviving. And somehow they are still not done just yet. Chips, great first touch. Has to make it enough. He almost died. Denies on its goal line.
What a save. Omaha doing everything they can right now. And Brainerd trying to make up for that lost chance. Great clear from V15. Great pass. AO for the double. Can you get there and just miss? V15 for the follow-up. Gets that dunk. And Chips now in the corner. They have to put something together here. Still with that ball. Getting a good touch on it. A miss from GB. Maybe some nerves coming out from Brainerd here. AO up for that one off to the half line. And Omaha having to do some defense once again. Rob gets that out. V15 off the wall. Can he follow up on it? GB to the middle. But AO playing defensively all the way back means Omaha have another chance.
Chips though. Huge beat. GB all the way downfield. He gets Rob out. He did it again. He hits the post again in overtime. And they will just not go away. The post saving Omaha's life at this point. I have no idea what plot armor they have, but I don't understand it. They hit both posts, and neither of them have allowed the ball to go in the net. And
he's the fourth. He's not the fourth man. He's the MVP.
Oh, easily. He's the best defender on the field at this point. He's making more saves than Brainerd has all series. So, a minute 52 to go, or into overtime. What am I saying? We're almost 2 minutes into OT, counting down that last second. Brainerd victory. I mean, Omaha's got to be thinking they're lucky stars, but Brainerd's got to just. They're got to be thinking, what in the world do we have to do to find the back of the net? The ball will literally is willing itself out. Even when they miss the backboard, we can't expect it. 2:15 in, and Brainerd is nowhere near closing this series out. I mean, it is overtime, but they have not had the better of the pressure, or the most effective pressure.
They've had touches on the ball, but just don't seem to do much with it. But maybe a chance here. GB with a shot. Will it be on target this time? Off the crossbar once again. I can't believe it. And Stero will get that clear out. And Stewie, I mean, what can you say? What can they do to get through?
I really don't know at this point. I mean, it's got to be some sort of immaculate play, a double demo of, I mean, anything mechanical that AO or V15 or somebody can pull out to find this back of the net. But right now, V15 hits the post and it's off again. And I mean, this is highway robbery at this point. Omaha has just, for some reason, will not die in this series. The amount of offensive chances that Brainerd has had to put this thing away, and they just can't get it done.
That could be a dangerous position here, but a good touch from Chips, but we'll give that ball away. Pass him once again, and Omaha are strong on their goal line. They're making sure they always have someone back, and it's been effective. You know, the post has helped them out, the crossbar has helped them out, but their defensive rotations has helped them out as well. But they need to try and finish off this game. The longer this goes on, you know, the bigger chance that Brainerd will pull themselves together. But a great shot on target. GB has yet to put one on. I think in the last few minutes, everyone has been off. But they need to get a chance out before they concede.
It's there. V15 has the backboard touch, and I would argue that the longer this goes on, the more momentum Omaha can get, though. AO with some incredible plays. Trying to put something together, has incredible car control to, you know, pull something mechanical out, but it ends up fizzling out. Now, AO, last back, will touch the ball. Chips just takes the shot, and we are almost an entire game over. GB, though, wins the 50-50 and walks it in, and that's really how it's going to end. After all that, I don't even know what to say.
They had so many shots, you know, that went by the wayside, that hit the post, the crossbar, that were just off target. And that's what I was saying, you know, victory, they had the shots, they just needed one on target, and they finally do get one there off of a great pass from AO. But, oh my, Stewie, Buffalo, you know, I would say it's partly luck, but they had some great effort as well. And Stero coming in as a sub, bringing it to Game 4 OT. I could not have asked for a better series.
I mean, I was already losing my mind before this, in the series before, and now I'm losing my mind even more. I don't even know what to say. Brainerd definitely played their hearts out. Omaha played their hearts out, but the Omaha post bounces, we have got to talk about that. That was unbelievable. I mean, you can't, there's just no possible way that the post loves them that much. I mean, it turned aside 3 grade A opportunities that I thought for sure GB had to the back of the net. I mean, he had 2 of them, and then the other one was just a simple, shot from V15 that was well placed. It just hit the post.
Yeah, but for Omaha, like I said, I think you have to respect to Brainerd. They really started to back off. They scored that goal and then kind of backed off a little bit, wanted to control the midfield, make sure they didn't concede any, like that, that back and forth game 3. I mean, that was a crazy game right there. They didn't want to repeat of that one. They just wanted to close it out. But of course, 2 defenders missing to take it to overtime. What a crazy series. But we got another one for you too.
Oh, we do indeed. And obviously this next one is honestly the series that I'm looking forward to personally, Tibbles. It's the one that really for me is going to take the cake on talent level, series of the night. If you thought the last 3 were crazy close, this next one is going to be a tight one. We've got one of the best teams in Challenger gonna take the field in the Fargo Steelhawks, and also the Burnsville Inferno. They're gonna duel it out coming up. We're gonna get that match started as quick as possible. Obviously we're over a couple minutes, but regardless, we're gonna get it started as quick as possible, and we'll see you then.
moment, my fate written, I'm chosen. Other spirits fall, but mine has ceased to be broken. You stripping down my pride, but I'm my only opponent. And lately I abide, but limitless I've awoken. So let me show you that everything I sacrificed mattered. All that blood, sweat, tears that I scattered. All that fake talk, fear that you splattered. Push me to right here, a new chapter.
Waiting for the flag to fall here now, cutting through the rolling fog. You know you need it. It's so close, I feel it here now. This is the moment.
One too many times, the shots that y'all are taking. One too many times that I've been stuck patient on my downfall. Antidote seeking while I was vacant, but the crown falls simply to those who try to take it. One shot to get two paid, and my three wet like lemonade. 4 times and I step back just to reload and I let it spray. This is everything that I need, everything that I wanted, everything that I bleed. This is victory and I got it, cause I'm here now.
Waiting for the flag to fall here now, cutting through the rolling fog. You know you need it. It's so close, I feel it here now. This is the moment.
Right here, right now, right now.
Now, waiting for the curtain call. Here now, this is the moment. Oh, can you save me? Please come and chase me. 'Cause I ran from everything I know. Even though I gave all of my love to you. Try so hard to keep this flame that grew between us, but my own past won't let me move. Under the pressure of the light, forcing myself to change so
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the final matchup of tonight for Challenger Week number 3. Alongside me here tonight, Mr. Tibbles. Tibbles, we've got the off the top of my head, we've got the not the Hibbing Rangers, Fargo Steelhawks going up against the Burnsville Inferno. The Inferno have a sub here in Checker coming from the 3rd spot, I believe, on the Rising Star team. So it'll be interesting to see how they stack up against, on paper, the best team in Challenger right now.
And do you know who he is subbing in for? Is it Tizzy?
That's a good question. It is.
I believe it is Tizzy, yep. And, you mentioned Fargo, got him mixed up with Hibbing. That's Hibbing 2.0 right there. Taro, Papo, and Kazan making an appearance for that team. So, I don't blame you for the mix-up at all.
Both of them have been on Hibbing in the past.
Taro's been the face of Hibbing for so long, so it's
now
weird to see him on another team. Yeah.
I wasn't here the last time he was on a different franchise, so that speaks words to you. But, everyone's here in the lobby. I think we're gonna go ahead and get right underway. And for the Steelhawks, looked at their past schedule. Looked like they their last 2 out of the 3, they won 3 times, but 2 of those wins went all the way to Game 5, and then I believe they swept the Chicago Jungle, and then they had an off-stream match today that did not get reported yet, as Gavalanche going to start off with a beautiful dribble, bar down.
Yeah, that's a great air dribble there. Just has great control on the ball. And coming into this series, I'm expecting Fargo to have really good defense. I'm expecting them to lock it down and have some team plays on offense as well, and that's going to be the key for them to win this series. But starting it off for Burnsville, if they can score that easily, it's looking bright for them.
Yep, and don't know exactly who it was on the play, but there was definitely a bump that impacted the chance at a save. So they had cleared the net, they had full faith in Gavalanche to put that one away, and they were able to do so successfully, as Fargo's going to start off in their own end, get 2 to commit to the corner. Andy gonna lose a 50. Checker might be there. Papo does get the block and the save. But so far, Fargo just trying to get their footing outside of their own zone.
Yeah, a little bit of scrambled. It's a miss from Mimic, but we'll hit it back to his own teammate. Checker, the sub coming in. Shot just off target. Taro, good touch there. Getting a 50 down the other way. Checker still trying to put some offensive pressure on, and Burnsville have really controlled the ball, and Fargo look a little bit, awkward on defense. Getting a demo there. Gavalanche to the middle. Papo getting that good touch out, but Fargo really have been controlling the ball so far.
Yep, they've been controlling the game so far. They've had the ball in Fargo's half all game long, as the Steelhawks have yet to find a shot. And they're in their defensive half once again. Taro does get a clear, and they've been able to clear the ball every so often. It does bounce nicely, though. Taro looking for the bump, but there's no follow-up. And that's something I worry about, is that's a great shot, going to be barely saved away by Checker, is that Taro can create space for his teammates by either outplaying, the field ahead of him, or removing the play ahead of him. It's just a matter of if his teammates are going to be there to follow it up. Taro off of the backboard, not going to get it there, as Papa drops that one mid. Mimic's just going to catch the ball, and now Fargo, I thought we're in a bad spot, but now Taro on the counterattack.
Yeah, Taro maybe had a good chance there, and Burnsville kind of gave it away there. That's uncharacteristic of them, but Taro, another shot off the backboard now. Checker, good tap out to the side. No follow-up there, no second touch, but Gavalanche, he's the lone scorer so far in this game, but nothing will happen there. Again on the ball. Checker flipping through. Can he do something on it? Another challenge. 50 off the wall. Taro, that's an awkward touch, but for Fargo, they do have a chance to break out now, but goes right to Checker. Great pass to Mimic, and off target once again. And both teams, seem like they're really struggling to get anything, together. They've been trying. That's a big miss on the defense. And thankfully for Fargo, nobody is there from Burnsville to put it away.
And right now, for the Inferno, even though, you know, I mean, they've got 5 shots, but it's mainly, for me, just been their control of the ball on the Steelhawks end when they look pretty awkward, when they only send one onto offense, and that one person being Taro, really. He doesn't have support when they are on offense as of now, but that could change as Papo's going to go for the bump. Taro would have had the open net, but the defender jumps and makes a great play. That's a 2v1 on defense and keeps them keeps this game tied, excuse me, as Mimic goes into the corner. Papo with some offense for Fargo. Is it going to be enough? Andy drops it down, and that's going to be the equalizer here in game number 1.
That's a great pass from Papo, and, you know, from Andy, that read off the backboard, he has the read on the ball, his car is in the perfect position, and he has the read on the defenders as well. Just drops that in the perfect angle, and that's the tying goal for Fargo here, and, no, they're starting to heat up. So far, 3-0 in the series, or season, excuse me, and I'm really looking for them to prove that they deserve that record, and they are here finally fighting back against Burnsville.
Yep, and finally we're seeing some extended offense from them as Papo had a shot chance there. It's a bit of a difficult angle, but there's a nice cut from Papo as well. Taro's gonna get dusted though on that one, and Gavalanche to put it back towards the Steelhawks. Checker with the redirect towards Gavalanche. As now the Steelhawks are looking a bit more comfortable as this game goes on, and that's bad. If you're the Inferno, Taro shot blocked by Mimic. And now Checker just gonna leave that one as it kind of bounced around him there, as Taro's gonna go into the corner. Gavalanche free ball, but he's only got 20 boost. Gonna lose a challenge. Taro up for the shot, and it's into the back of the net. 25 seconds left. The Steelhawks take a lead.
That's what I was expecting from Taro. Quick challenge from Andy. And Taro has the angle as well. He's so fast to the ball. You know, he has that Premier experience coming in. Played in Premier for so many seasons and saw a lot of success as well. So 25 seconds left, and Taro helped put his team for Fargo ahead in this game, but still in that corner. Can he get something out? Mimic to the wall. Over to Gavalanche, and Papa will get that out, but just about 10 seconds now for Burnsville.
10 seconds left. It is in Fargo's zone, and they don't necessarily have possession, but that's a huge pinch from Andy. Gonna bounce all the way back into the Inferno corner, and they're gonna have to take it the distance. I don't think they're gonna do so. Taro just pops it towards net. As they do keep it up here, Gavalanche has one towards the corner. Papo has one and is going to be able to drop it. Mimic cannot keep it up. The Steelhawks will take game number 1 in the series.
And it's not surprising to see that game 1 performance from them. You know, started a little bit colder, you know, not getting those passes together. It was a little bit disorganized, you could say. And Burnsville were able to control the tempo of that game for so long. But the pressure that Fargo was building over that game and the momentum they were building and the skill overall in that team, you can tell that, you know, they're able to pull through, they're able to come back from those games. But my question here, Wolf, is how is Checker going to perform? Had an assist in that game, 3 shots on goal. You know, they looked pretty comfortable for most of that game, but looking for the rest of the series and how good Fargo is looking, you know, it could be difficult for him to keep up.
Yeah, especially just not, I don't know this off the top of my head, but the Inferno, you know, playing with a sub likely haven't played with this exact roster much, while the Steelhawks, you know, it's their starting lineup. And I feel like there's still a higher ceiling right now for the Steelhawks, considering, you know, what we've seen. We've seen multiple chances where the Steelhawks were close to scoring via Taro, either, you know, a bump attempt or an outplay. But at the time, his teammates were not there to support him in those moments. I feel like this could get out of hand really quickly, especially after how Fargo looked at the end of the game, and if they're able to have that confidence to be able to support your teammate on offense, I think this could get ugly pretty quickly. But right now, Fargo already on offense for a little bit, but Papo is going to put it mid to Taro. This is where the most dangerous. So much time given, as that's a great save from the sub-in Checker, who has been to Challenger lands before in the past. in MCS. But now Gavalanche working it out of his corner. Taro with a beautiful recovery is just holding power slide all the way through. Can he drop it to Papo? Papo cannot turn the cheek, and it'll go towards Burnsville as they double commit Tibbles.
Yeah, double commit coming out. Early pressure from Fargo. That's going to be off target from Taro, but the pressure is still there. Now Papo, 50 coming back to Andy. Has some controlling touches. We'll take the 50 instead, but loses it pretty badly. Now back in that Fargo corner. Papo get a good 50 out. Still by the wall. Taro now full boost, and the ball has a chance to work through it. Almost past 2, but Checker will get that clear out, and Fargo looking for those touches, but the mechanics just haven't really been there.
Yeah, not really. It seems like Fargo is starting to get back to, kind of what they know them for. They're up 4-0 in the shot differential in game number 2 as Gavalanche gets the flip reset, pops it. Checker goes missing. Mimic just has one as Checker trying to go backboard, maybe looking for a bump or a touch, but they might have overextended here as Checker gets a crucial touch, but Taro gonna force this one back to Papo, who loses a big challenge. Gavalanche pinches it in off the post, and Burnsville take a lead in game 2.
And you kind of wondered if he would even get to that one. I mean, that's a great angle. He probably should be scoring those, but it's still a great angle nonetheless. And, I haven't seen too much of Gavalanche coming into the season, so I'm really impressed, Wolf, with how he's been playing in this series so far. And Burnsville with a 2-1 series record. I could see them being a lot better than that. But Gavalanche here now past 1, maybe trying to fake it, but will be saved away by Taro, and Fargo will have a chance here to attack.
It's a great counter and a shot for Andy. He's gonna go bottom left and in. The Steelhawks with a great counterattack. Papo to Taro, and the Taro moment happens with the score and the time. It's a 1 goal for the blue team, 2 minutes 42 on the clock, and 1 for the Steelhawks. So 1-2, 4-2-1. Taro lets us know in the chat.
Now Mimic, good flick. Andy with a save, but a great dunk from Checker. He's just there, a wall in front of that Fargo goal, and is able to put that one away.
Out of the blue, it's a monster truck running through the defense. Not only 1, but 2 dunks off of Checker into the back of the net. Any questions surrounding him and his sub-up potential? He's got a huge goal for them to get them back into the lead. Checker now. He is going to miss that one, so ball possession does go to Fargo, as that's a beautiful back pass again. Checker getting involved and setting up Gavalanche to where he is very lethal. How does he have another touch here? It's off of the backboard, and Taro trying to follow this one up, but Mimic does have one. Both players miss, and now it's just a ball in the midfield. It's a back pass to Andy from Taro. Mimic to his own backboard, doesn't get a follow-up touch, and a demo comes out that could have been very dangerous for the Burnsville Inferno.
Yeah, double commit coming out for them as well, and thankfully for them, nobody from Fargo was there to get a shot on goal. For now, they still have that lead. Andy, awkward touch, but he does get there now off the backboard. Checker with that 50 out to the corner. And Taro will do anything with it. Great pass to Papo. Papo shot on target, but saved away by Gavalanche. This guy has been everywhere on offense, mechanics flying all around. A defensive stand, Gavalanche there once again. I'm talking about him. I was talking about his defense. No, he's an offensive player. He's showing it right here.
No perfect time to mention him, as unfortunately Andy just had a poor first touch. He had possession of the ball, and Gavalanche got a clean beat on him, and that's going to be his second goal of the game, giving them a 2-goal lead here as Taro plays it low. It's a great 50. Andy's shot going to be blocked by Checker. Checker's been stepping up in this game number 2 for sure, as he has a goal to his name. We've seen some great back passes to keep possession from him, and a huge 50 here. Andy got to get back to that one to make the save, as it's I don't want to say double commit. One person leaves it low. Andy, it's off the post. From the corner, there was a shot chance there, and with 50 seconds left, That would have been crucial. It's still good for them, though, as Taro's going to get credited with that goal as him and Andy go back and forth.
And Wolf, that would have been tragic. That perfect pass from Taro and Andy to finish it off. If Taro had knocked that one out of the park, out of that goal, that would have been very unfortunate. But good news for Fargo here. They do not hit it out of the goal. They're going to put that one away. Now that deficit come down to 1. 40 seconds left to do it. Plenty of time. We'll have to see what they can come up with. That's a big bump. Checker now with a 50 the other way. What can they do with it now? Mimic. Fast to the ball. Off the corner. Checker chance for a shot. They're still in that Fargo corner. Gavalanche quick up to that ball, but no challenge. Papa will get a clear out. Another one past another player. Checker now back the other way. 20 seconds now for Burnsville.
Yep, not a lot of time. Not a lot of time to work with, but they do get it past 2, but they've got one man in Gavalanche that's back. Mimic helps as well. Huge clear towards the net. It's off the left side. Gavalanche tries to put it away, but Papo gets the save. You're going to have to keep this one up, as Checker might have helped them there, but this ball's going to drop to the ground. And the Burnsville Inferno take a surprising Game 2 win, especially after how Fargo looked at the end of that game number 1. And in majority of this game, they tallied 11 shots to the 7 for the Inferno. So big win here for the Inferno. Again, you know, Gavalanche is playing very good. Mimic is doing very Mimic things with 2 assists, 3 saves. I mean, that's huge. And Checker with those back passes, keeping possession, some big 50s. I mean, all 3 of them are doing phenomenally right now. And the Steelhawks gonna lose this one. It's gonna be 1-1, and something to look out for. I think I mentioned it prior to the game. Fargo, 2 out of their last 3 games, they've won in Game 5. The other one was a sweep that they won, but we might be looking into that territory right now. And if in the games that I've watched when they've won in 5, it's been pretty much a toss-up to any team. So definitely don't want to get to that point, as this is a big game number 3, Tibbles.
Yeah, huge game number 3. And, you know, on the side of Burnsville, you know, I expected Tizzy to be a little bit more on the offense. When you have a sub, we've talked about Gavalanche all series long, and this is exactly why. The man just does not stop scoring.
What an angle. Places it bottom right. Off of the double. I mean, he outplays 2 people on the play, and that's a great start if you're Burnsville in game number 3, as Fargo still, I mean, that's coming off of a loss, as Andy's going to go for some bumps. Unfortunately, Checker is the first at hand there. A Gavalanche over the defender. Taro has to make a last-ditch effort on the save, and now he's going to go for it again. He's got Mimic pre-jumping him, though. But Gavalanche with really good control. Papo does get it off of him, but it does take 2 Steelhawk players to do so, which is not efficient when you can't really get him off of the ball with just 1 player. That's a great touch, though. Mimic's going to miss. Andy, though, might not have the approach here. It's a good pass, but it's going to be denied by Mimic.
Yep, denied by Mimic it is, but Fargo now have a chance to start over, and Andy got very close to that goal, but it is saved away now. Big clear by Gavalanche on target. Papa will that save. Now Taro up on the wall, flipping, trying to get control of his car, but can't. Now Checker off the wall. Gavalanche diving, but no luck there. Andy in the corner, trying to get it to the middle. Mimic in the middle as well. Papa off the backboard, almost had that double tap, but still looking for that first goal in game 3.
Just watching Andy there for a little bit, given a lot of space there. He doesn't seem that confident in challenging as first man right now. Did not know what Mimic and Gavalanche had in store there. That's the best touch. Papa right side, post and out. And Andy and Taro are going to double commit, leaving Papa alone on a floating island. And Mimic now touches it past Taro, but Papa does get the clear. And now, can they get Gavalanche off the ball? They do, but Mimic does have one. Taro now looks to try to take the 50, and it does drop down back to Papo. who looks midfield. Andy's there. He tried to get it back to Papo, but there wasn't the shot wasn't there, so he tried to pass it back. Didn't end up working. And now Burnsville on offense. Gavalanche to Mimic off the ceiling. A double commit save. Checker does commit, but there's no fast counterattack, and it's still dangerous for the Steelhawks.
Yeah, Burnsville putting on a barrage of shots against this Fargo net. And Taro, I think, has been one of the smartest players on the field in this series, you know, diving in front of the ball when he needs to. When he needs to make that defensive touch. A great pass to the middle, but it's read by Mimic. At 50 now, Andy with a shot off the backboard. Can he get the second touch? No. Papo there as well, but it's blocked away once again by this Burnsville defense.
And a huge opportunity there for Papo to bump Gavalanche before he could take off. Fortunately for them, didn't result in a goal, but it did take 2 players from Fargo. That's a great pass. Mimic barred down and follows it up with the touch on the ground. It's just a complete highlight reel for the Burnsville Inferno here. I mean, it's the only touch he can make to outplay the defense, and he gets another touch to put it in.
Burnsville taking turns with the rolls here. Gavalanche has been the scorer all series, but he's saying, you know what, I'm going to pass to one of my teammates and help them, enable them to put one away as well. And now that's a 2-goal lead for Burnsville here. What a play from Fargo. Terrell the Disruptor. You know, the defense for Burnsville think they know where that ball is going, but Terrell comes out of nowhere with that redirect.
Yep, a great connection between him and Andy. We saw one earlier. Wasn't that coordinated before, but that time definitely coordinated as they get a nice passing play going there. And, I mean, just so much space to work with for Fargo there. And now Taro in the air, flip reset over the defense, but Mimic. Yeah, where are these mechanics coming from? Big, not really. Mimic with a huge clear, though, gonna set it up. But yeah, we expect that out of Mr. Taro. I'm waiting for the musties. When I teamed with him, he was a big musty guy. Haven't seen one this series yet.
Well, hopefully he'll hit one, but we'll have to see. But, you know, that can be an example of a mechanic. The flip reset in the middle of the pitch, it didn't really accomplish anything, right? One awkward touch from Andy, and bam, Burnsville have a chance to score once again, and they put it away. And that puts Fargo now in a really awkward position. Down 2 goals, and with 1 minute left, Gavalanche almost taking it himself, but still for now a 2-goal deficit.
It's a difficult ball to deal with for Burnsville. Checker and his teammate. What a second touch to get that one around Papo. Taro now into the corner, and he does end up getting a touch. Huge 50 from Taro, and it's back to Papo, and he does get a touch into the corner, so it shouldn't be too dangerous right now, but they're not able to get a touch on it. Taro was looking for the outlet pass, but it never came through. But now Papo off of the wall. It's over Mimic's head. Gavalanche, though, with a huge touch into the corner. Now Andy does get dusted. And now Mimic with a good touch. Taro finds space. It's it to Andy, but they just have a lackluster attempt on the net. It's just rushed. And now Andy's got 0 boost. And in a last-second effort, they were not able to do it.
I mean, I respect the effort coming out from Fargo here. You know, they're down 2 goals with about 20 seconds left. They gotta try something to get back into this game, but it's looking, you know, it went from dire to even worse now. Looking like a loss here for Fargo, but Burnsville looking hot. Coming into that game 4 on match point. Only 10 seconds left now, and 3 goals is just not gonna happen. Maybe one for the road, though. Papo off the corner. Gonna get that shot coming through, but Mimic now on the defense will get that clear out. That ball hits 0 seconds, and another one from Mimic. 4-goal deficit now. An official rout. And Burnsville coming into game 4 with a great win there.
And Mimic already had 500 points, as well as Gavalanche, but that will extend him to 675 and a hat trick to end off game number 3 in the Burnsville Inferno with a very confident win in game number 3. Last 2 games really could have gone either way. This one decided by 4 goals. So it's gonna be interesting to see. You know, both teams had 9 shots. I mean, for the Steelhawks, I think the connection is there. The creativity maybe not so much, but I think that also ties into their execution when they are doing those passing plays. It's some of the time it's working great, but then others, execution on the shot is just a complete giveaway, and then that sometimes results in a counterattack for the Inferno. So I mean, you just got to be able to capitalize on those situations if you want to have a chance, to force this to 5 here.
And Mimic and Gavalanche, I gotta commend their performance there. They were really coming out swinging. Even with Checker, a sub coming in from their Rising Star team, they don't look any worse off. I mean, if anything, they look solid. They look like a normal challenger team. So I gotta commend that whole team as well. They're putting in a shift. And a reminder, this is against a Steelhawks team that comes into this week 3-0. They're undefeated so far this season, and now they're having to fight back in Game 4.
Yep, and don't necessarily know that result yet against Mankato that they played prior to this match, as seen on the schedule. But right now, I think they've been in this situation before. I don't know if they've been up 2-1 and then conceded 1 and then went to 5 and then won, but Game 5 is their territory to win, so if they can get there, look out, because no matter how good Mimic and Gavalanche are playing, this team is very successful in Game 5s.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to see. Even if it goes to the Game 5, I still think they could take the win, but we will have to see how this shapes out. And so far, 1 minute past, no goals for either team just yet, but Burnsville really coming in where they left off. That almost went in off a save from Taro, but they will get it out. Now Checker has a chance. A little bit of an awkward shot, but Papo there to make the save, and Fargo looking very, very awkward on defense at the current moment.
Yeah, Mimic might have a chance here. Puts it central. Checker gets surrounded by Papo. Mimic just taking a good 50, and you don't want the ball to go up on your own end if you're the Steelhawks right now. That's not the best touch. It's a potential open net, but Mimic is going to put it wide. Checker now, another big win. And here's Burnsville again, pushing it in the Steelhawk zone. That's a huge 50. Taro gets 1 touch, does find Papo. And now Papo gets the demo. It's an open net, but Papo's going to have to help him out because that one's off.
Yeah. Great. Well, I was going to say great touch or great pass from Mimic, but not quite so much. That's on its own goal. Taro will get it off target, but still a pass to Papo. Let's say it's that. And, great start from Fargo. And that's really the answer they wanted coming into this Game 4. I'm sure they wanted to start it off right, get that goal early and try to defend from there and maybe get some more on the way. But we'll have to see, because this Burnsville team is looking hot, and they've just gotten hotter over the course of this series. But now Fargo on defense. Checker up for that one. Andy, a big clear out, and maybe a chance for Fargo now. Taro downfield. It will be off, but an awkward touch from Gavalanche. Andy there off the wall. Fargo looking for that goal. Oh my! That was almost in from Papo, but now a chance for Burnsville.
Andy just chipping it towards net. Can he find maybe some bumps or some demos? Taro looking for Mimic there as he just barely got off the wall, and he did get another touch, and it's so unfortunate that one's going to go in. Huge counterattack goal for Burnsville and Checker, but man, there's a world where Taro just obliterates Mimic, probably demos him, and he doesn't even get a second dunk there. And it's a Fargo goal, and it's 2-0, but I mean, just that millisecond difference is going to cost them a goal here, as they had the right idea. They just could not demo Mimic, and then they were overextended. That's a great pass from Papo over to Taro. Bar down and in. We've seen it before. We're going to see it again, because 1-2, 1-2-2 on top of that. What we've seen again, it's a bar down shot from Taro. Seen it time and time again, and the Steelhawks with a huge response.
Yeah, barn down ski from Taro. Steelhawks looking to fight back, and Burnsville, they started off hot, but haven't really been able to replicate that. Now Taro flip reset, and this time it works wonders. This time it will find its way through that Burnsville defense, and what a shot as well.
It is the Pterodactyl takeover, in Game 4 right now for the Steelhawks. Back-to-back clip-worthy goals for Taro, and a 2-goal lead for the Steelhawks, as this one's dangerous for Burnsville as well. Maybe Fargo have extended to that confidence that they need to force this to 5 right now. They are in the driver's seat, but this one is a bit awkward. Andy does get it to the corner. Mimic to beat him there. Papo does move it upfield, and Checker can't really back pass it immediately as one player goes missing, and Burnsville's starting to look a bit shaky. Double commit. Papo off the backboard, drops it down, but a huge save from Gavalanche to keep this a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, big clear from Checker there, and oh, this could be awkward. That's a bad touch on the defense, and all Taro's work. Mimic will pull one back. Just over a minute left, about a minute and 22 seconds. That's just a really awkward touch from the defense, and they've been so solid so far this game as well.
Evan, you can't really ask your teammates to defend that one, as it's a free pass to the oncoming opponent. And that's a huge goal to concede. You got to get that one to the corner. If you're not going to be able to take possession of it, you've got to be able to hit it to a safe zone where it's not in front of your net and shootable. So now it's a 1-goal game. Papo goes missing. Gavalanche, no boost. The double commit for the Inferno, but they still have possession after it. It's not going to take a good bounce for Gavalanche. He goes past that. Papo with the huge win. Taro's waiting mid. Can he pinch it mid? But 2 players from Burnsville cover that angle. And now Mimic to pop it up on defense. There's about 50 seconds left here in Game 4. Andy with a huge touch, but it's going to be denied by Gavalanche. Taro, big clear, looking for Andy downfield. They are able to connect, but it does go into the hands of Checker.
Yeah, Gavalanche now. Burnsville looking for that tying goal with just about 30 seconds left. They might get it here. Mimic, but a great touch from Papo. Great challenge, just wanted to get it out. Now downfield from Taro. Gavalanche to collect. Flick up, Mimic there. Can he get another one on it? Andy there on the back line, but a backboard bounce. Could be bad news. Great clear from Taro now off the wall. Just under 10 seconds. Andy up for that one. That could be the clear they needed. A miss from Taro, but it might not matter. And Andy putting that one down. 0 seconds. Just has to touch the ground, and we're going to Game 5. Papa will eventually put that one on the ground, and yeah, Game 5 we go. And, you know, for the Steelhawks, they really came back. You know, they really redeemed themselves in that Game 4. And Wolf, I felt like we were in Jurassic Park there. I mean, Taroktador, he was terrorizing that Burnsville defense. I mean, he was all over the pitch, carrying those goals, scoring them, you know, 2 goals as well to his name, 4 shots, and helping his teammate get a goal himself. So, great performance from Taro. You know, you'd expect that from the team captain, the first-round pick. And Steelhawks, they're hoping to take it in Game 5.
Yep, they have yet to drop a Game 5 this entire season so far. You know, but it really felt like that one could have been disastrous for the Steelhawks. They had some great moments on offense, but defensive side of things, it looked a bit rough at moments, very rough at moments, just giving the ball away for free in front of their net. And if we're going into Game 5 right now, you can't have those happen. Definitely got to be adjusted as Steelhawks as a team. I believe that was 9 saves put together as a team. But heading into game number 5, they are 2-0 in game number 5. Does this change today? I'm not too sure. Can you ask for the same performance out of Taro? Or can the team step up as it matters most here as we get going under the bright lights in game number 5? Mimic immediately just going to pepper the net there as Andy gonna get Gavalanche off the ball. Gavalanche just goes straight at Taro and shows him who's boss there. And that was a great opportunity to bump Taro off of the ball, and you know, he does exactly that. Taro now to the wall. Does he have an outplay here? Mimic does get the save. It's a free shot for Andy. No boost, though. Saved last second by Gavalanche.
Yeah, great save on the defense. Papa with a chance now, but that will go far to the corner. And for Fargo here, their most important task is to shut down Mimic and Gavalanche. They were able to in Game 4, were really not effective as much as they were in Game 3, where they won by a 4-goal margin, I believe. So that's going to be their main task as well, and making sure they're scoring goals on offense like they did last game. So it's going to take a performance out of all 3 of these Fargo players, but you know, they're undefeated so far this season, I believe, you know, pending that other series result. So, you know, I'm looking for them in this Game 5, but now some defensive work to do on Gavalanche. He does get a 50. Now Mimic a good clear out. Follows up on it, gets another 50, but that's an awkward touch back in their own field for Burnsville.
Yep, that's going to keep Fargo on offense. Andy towards the right side. Mimic is going to be able to approach this ball. He has no boost, though, but he had a lot of time to work with. Rushed it, and now Taro to the backboard. Gavalanche might not be able to cover that shot from Papo as it goes off of the crossbar. Mimic now looking for maybe Gavalanche in the midfield. He's got him there as an option. Gavalanche beats Taro. Papo over to their left side. Gavalanche baiting in Taro here. Now follows it up, 12 boost to work with, takes a 50, but Checker does commit with them. Mimic is going to be able to keep this one in as he threatens a ceiling challenge. And now, I mean, Tibble's there, not backing out. Fargo still on defense.
Yeah, Burns, I think, really trying to be more offensive, trying to get that possession open. Taro, chance for him. Gavalanche on the goal line will make that save for Burnsville. Now Mimic on the wall, gets a good 50 past one player. Andy to collect. Flick, no. Checker will be there. Now in the corner, Mimic to the middle. Taro, that defensive stand going well so far. Ball on the top of his car. Mimic, a miss from him. Just too awkward. And halfway through this game, Fargo will find their way through.
And it's a huge 50 from Taroktador. Coming out of his cage in Jurassic Park. Just absolutely obliterating that janitor right there, unfortunately. Like a scene out of a Jurassic Park movie there. Taro's gonna end up scoring the first goal of game number 5. And it's a double commit for their offense, but Checker's a bit awkward, and they're ready for it. They get the save, and another one off of Papo. And man, the Inferno are very glad to be walking away out of that moment with a save, because that seemed like a guaranteed goal for the Fargo Steelhawks.
Yeah, Burnsville feeling lucky that they're not 2 goals down right now. There's still time too. This could be a chance right here. Gavalanche, another touch, but the second touch just not what he was looking for. And Andy now with a chance, nobody back. Checker desperately trying to get there, and Mimic not there either off the demo. And Andy scoring that one goal. That demo was crucial right there. You know, he was right in front of the ball, and that leaves it for Andy to get it downfield, and Burnsville just too awkward to get back to it. And, you know, this run of play has been really interesting. It's been back and forth. But Fargo, that solid team, that, you know, for right now, undefeated team are showing their stuff.
As yeah, they're looking very good. As Papo, he might have his dodge here. I'm not sure. See, pancake the ball there, but I mean, huge play from Hibbing for Tara to get the bump, but also for Andy to be there in support. They've had issues with trusting their support, as that one's gonna go off of the crossbar. And Papo taking a huge 50, but I mean, he was there that time, and they're able to capitalize on it. Taro on defense gets a save. They've got to hold on for 50 seconds here, and they definitely prefer to be on offense rather than defense here.
Yeah, absolutely, but 40 seconds, time is running out for Burnsville here. Fargo just needs to stay solid. They could even make it 3. A fake from Taro, almost getting that defender, but not quite. But every second off this clock is good for Fargo. Now back in their corner. Can Mimic do anything right here? To the middle off the backboard. Gavalanche to follow up. He's been there. The inevitability all series long. And with 23 seconds left, just 1 goal left to score.
Might have given them a chance. Papo couldn't cover it, and Andy had 0 boost approaching that corner bounce and could not do anything about it, as kickout is gonna go back left to Mimic. And he does try to take the 50, but it's won by Andy, and another big touch. Checker now trying to advance that one forward as Taro and Andy might have committed, but Checker's gonna miss. Gavalanche to the midfield. It's to Mimic. Papo's gonna go missing. Mimic's there, but Taro's gonna deny. Gavalanche, 3 seconds left. Can he do it? It's denied by Papa. All they gotta do is drop it to the ground, and in a valiant effort from the Fargo Steelhawks to shut down Gavalanche and the Inferno in the last reigning seconds, Tibbles.
Yeah, Gavalanche and Mimic were doing so well that whole series, and Checker as well, he really did his part, but kind of went missing in that game 5, and Steelhawks were solid enough to see this series through. And, I believe it was Steelhawks that were 2-0 in game 5 here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now 3-0, proving that, if they go down early or it's a hard series they have to battle through, they're still going to make their way through. And Steelhawks now 4-0, maybe even 5-0, pending their other series result.
Yep. Even though it did go to 5, they get it done. They have moments of brilliance and moments of the opposite of brilliance. But, they get it done each week. If it has to go to 5, it will go to 5. They're now 3-0 in that department. And look great. On paper and statistically, they're the best team in Challenger at the moment. That is going to be the final matchup. Inferno had a sub. I think Checker played really well. To be asked to have your 3rd round Rising Star pick sub up to Challenger. I think he played phenomenally for them. Did go to 5. Unfortunately, they couldn't come away with it, but that was the final matchup of the night. Of course, me and Tibbles had a blast panicking those last few seconds. But other than that, premieres tomorrow. It's not going to be 6 p.m. If you haven't caught on yet, premiere match times start at 3 p.m. Central. So definitely want to stop by around then, as we have the best Rocket League players in the Midwest competing here in week 4. Week 3 or 4?
Week 3.
Week 3. There we go. Week 3 in the Midwest Championship Series in our 8th season. But yeah, Tibbles, any last words before we hit the hay?
Nope. There's some great series tonight. Went to game 5, and actually, I think 3 of them that I watched. So, could not ask for any better series coming into the Challenger night tonight. So, it's been a pleasure to bring it to all of you. Obviously, a pleasure to cast with you as well, Wolf. And I'm excited to bring that show tomorrow, premiere as well. We have a matchup of Vanish's team and Ambrosia's team. Obviously 2 of the best players in the league as a whole. So it's going to be a great night tomorrow. Definitely don't miss it.